Well, I was trying to catch Pat off guard. I guess I didn't do that.
Couldn't do that on me, my boy. Come on now. You know I do this
Gotta be
for
quicker than that, huh?
The one thing I will say is you came in without the music, man. We're doing these things a little bit more professional
Oh, my
out
fault.
here in
My
these
bad.
streets, dog. I mean,
My
I
bad.
mean, you gotta
Excuse
start
me.
off the show right? You gotta start them off with a
Excuse
little
me.
bit of, yeah. I mean, come on now, a little subtle, cause you know how we doing it.
Okay.
Y'all know how we doing it, man. NFL free agency is open.
It's open.
NFL free agency is open. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it? I'm ready for it. We're going to be breaking down, do the Bears land a big fish here? Can they find their guy? Can they find their guy that's going to be protecting Justin Fields? The reason you gave up Khalil Jamison Mack, I don't know. It's probably like Andrew or something. Can you find the guy that's going to replace him? And then, of course, Devontae Adams not happy out there with the Packers, my boy. Ooh, he said he's not playing on no tag. He said he's not playing on no tag.
God dang it.
You didn't like that one?
No.
Already?
No, Nate Boom. No, you.
Oh, Jonathan Noteboom signed?
Yeah. I
Oh,
wanted
that
him.
one sucks. That one sucks. We getting the breaking news early, dog.
I wanted him bad.
This the thing now. Let's bring the music down a little bit. Yeah, I'm saying let's reset it here because we're doing big things today. First off, appreciate everybody for tuning in and rocking with us as we do so well. We're back for the daily show. Appreciate you tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We are going to be live reacting to all NFL free agency news that breaks today. We're going to be reacting to what the Bears do. We're going to be reacting to who goes where. And, of course, we're going to be giving our thoughts on. Here's a question for y'all. Tom Brady's back. First off, that man spent 2 months at home and said, F these kids. I'm out. I got to get back on the field. I would rather get hit by a 300-pound man than sit here and watch y'all color over the summer. Let's get back into on the field. Tom Brady's back. How does that affect free agency landscape? And by the way, your boy been working on a little bit back here. You know what I'm saying? So when we do get that breaking news, don't just come out with it. Shoot me a text or something because we got to hit them with a little bit of the oh, you're not going to play? Oh, you going to do me like that? Oh, I thought we had the sounder ready to go.
Hey, listen, I tell you what, while you work on the sound, I tell you what, Tom Brady coming back changes a lot as far as the landscape of the NFL.
I'm working on it behind the scenes. Don't worry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, baby. I got you.
I got you.
Oh,
wait,
Tom,
no. Oh, wait.
Tom
Did my
Brady
sound just go out?
Tom
I
Brady.
Can't hear nothing. Hold on.
I'm gonna click you off real quick. Tom Brady changes a lot as far as the landscape of the NFL goes. For me personally, I think with him coming back, I think that affects what Aaron Rodgers does. He hasn't officially signed his contract. It changes what he does. It changes who goes where. I mean, obviously, if there's an opportunity, Tom is reportedly taking less to still do what he does. Tom being Tom, that is, and so that whole thing changed it. So Tom coming back, Deshaun Watson coming back changes a lot for the NFL landscape because players are going to want to play with those players. There's going to be a lot of heat rolling with Deshaun, but I am still of the notion that you are innocent until proven guilty. I have no, what he does in his personal life, what he does in his personal life, but whether he committed a crime and stuff like that is totally different. So I'm not going to sit there and lambast that man until he's definitively been proven guilty on those things. Until then, he should be eligible to play. Unfortunately, the NFL isn't foreign to these type of situations, so I expect him to be in a jersey on a field for someone's team, maybe even the Saints. That changes the landscape. So
how though? I keep seeing that. How? Like I'm like y'all don't got money to pay the dude that would be protecting him. Where y'all finding money to get Deshaun Watson there?
You know what? Deshaun is in a situation where ultimately with the backlash any organization is going to receive by signing him right now, he's going to have to deal with some down years as far as the team he goes to. I don't care what anybody says. His trade value I mean, it
Yes
just is
and
what it
no.
is.
Yes and no. Like if he goes to like the Steelers or the Colts, like there's no downtime. He's just gonna be great.
But no, if he goes to the Steelers, they're going to have to give up a haul for him. He's going to get the Russell
True. Yeah,
Wilson
that's
deal.
true because it is a trade. There
It's a
is a
trade.
trade there. Yeah, there is a trade.
You're gonna have to give up a lot. You're giving up at least 3 first rounders,
Yeah.
which I think he's absolutely worth. You're giving up 3 first rounders and 2 players on top of some additional picks. So you're betting the future, which in today's league, if you can get a quarterback of his caliber, you bet the future, right? I've said it before, but now everyone else seems to be on the same page. F them picks. So
Hey, you know what it is when it's a player of that caliber, when it's a player of that level, you do say F them picks. By the way, this is the sounder I was trying to show y'all. Just so if we get breaking news, we doing it big.
There we go.
We doing
I like
it big.
it.
Come on now. Come on now. I feel like I'm about to run through a
it, man.
wall right now. No, but here's a question for you, right? All these big names out there. All these big names out there.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Chicago Bears land a big fish? You don't make the Khalil Mack move unless you feel like you have the opportunity to go out there and land that big name guy. You have the opportunity to get somebody in here. Maybe you can't pay him the full money now, but you backload that contract, $120 million on the books next year. That's why the Khalil Mack trade makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it either. I loved Mack, but it makes sense. Logically, you don't got to pay that man $28 million next season.
But realistically, we cleared up at least 20-something million this year as well. So we could give someone a very friendly entry level, very friendly first year deal leading to it. Like you said, still backloaded. I give you that. But you know, we could sign at least 2, I would say 2 premier players with the cap that we've actually opened up. So I mean, hey, listen, I'm of the mindset that, you know, we have a nice tandem in Mooney. I think that Cole Kmet can actually evolve. I love what our backs can do. We just need to find the OT, and the OT I really wanted is gone right now.
I was on with no. Where'd you see that? I didn't see Shefty tweet that out. Where'd you see?
It's on Twitter, and then the man, the myth, the legend, Stefan the Don dropped it in the chat before we came on. Literally like 2 minutes before we came on.
Okay. I did want No Boom because I feel like he was gonna give you a great shot to.
He did a good job covering Matt Stafford for a couple of things. So I mean,
yeah. He's one of those guys that I feel like. I mean, listen, he's behind Whitworth, who's 40 years old, but is an absolute Hall of Famer. Was still getting the job done at his level. We've got Kapka signed with the Bengals. I did see that as well.
He was in better shape than Peters was. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. He's also 27. So I would have loved to get him in there because I feel like it would have shored up your line and given it that youth. Now, the interesting thing is still Terran Armstead's still out there. There's still some names out there that the Bears can go get. But the thing here, right, is what are the Bears going to prioritize here? Do you prioritize getting Justin that big help, or do you see them look receiver? And I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like because of the receivers they're looking at, I do think they're going to get that big help. Lot of smoke around the Bears. Looking at MVS, Marquez, Valdez, Scantling. I don't like it. I feel like a lot of drop passes there. But he's somebody the Bears are talking to. And here's the thing, right? You have to understand, you're not in this to try and I mean, of course, if you can get a number one, get a number one, right? But I understood the Bears not giving up picks to go get Amari Cooper. You just got picks back. You're trying to actually use some of these picks to build out because we don't even have those glue guys on this team. Like, you need those middle of the row guys to make your superstars look like your superstars. And so the thing that I want to see here is, do you go out there and fix your offensive line and maybe bring back one of those guys who has a question mark on him? Juju Smith-Schuster could be another guy. I would love to get Juju in here. Now, Juju, is he a number 2? For sure. Yeah. For sure to me.
For sure.
But he's a number 2 if there's another weapon on the field that takes the attention off of him. If Juju's the number 1, and he gets covered up and all that, Darnell Mooney is a great number 2. Can Darnell be that number 1? You know, can they kind of play like the role player, like almost like how the Denver Nuggets rolled for so long without a superstar? Right?
like
You know what I'm saying? Like, can you have two number twos work because they're both able to make it happen?
I want to get a different opinion on this one as well. Let's get my man, the myth, the legend, super producer,
The super producer.
right there.
Joel Holt is in the building.
Hey,
Jay Holt was good, my boy.
I'm trying to do the moderator thing today because I think I can actually do a good job at this part. So let me go ahead and spin it this way to
You gonna play
Jay
Molly?
Holt.
You
real
gonna play
quick.
Molly today?
What,
Oh.
no, hold on, wait, listen. I don't have boobs. All right, come
No,
on.
he
All
plays Mel.
right. Talk
That's
to me.
worse.
Anyway,
Mel.
but hey, Holt, you're here. You've heard the news. All right, no, Note Boom is not on the thing. No, whatever the man's name is. You know what I'm trying to say. All right, tongue tied there. But what do you think Post is going to do? Who do you think he should be going after based off what you just heard Pat speak on?
Actually, please catch me up. I was logging in, so I missed maybe a part of what I might have.
All right, super producer gotta go bye right there. Okay,
Dang, you gonna kick him out?
I'm just messing with you, man. No, but real talk, right quick. A couple of things that we just spoke on. Valdez Scantling being one of the targets that we're potentially looking at. Juju Smith, being on one of those things, or are we trying to land another OT? Where do you think we're going with it?
I think he's going to be very frugal, and I think he's going to try to draft. So I don't think he's going to break the bank on anybody.
Really?
And based off what you guys are talking about, maybe two number twos, like the way that the market is, I mean, are you going to pay? What if Juju Smith, is this for free agency or a trade to get
This
Juju?
would be for free agency. He's a free agent this year, but he's coming off of injury. Juju only played 8 games last season.
But then but he did, is he 1,000-yard receiver?
No. 8 only like let me double check. I know he's well under 1,000 though. He's well under 1,000. But there are names like John said in the chat as well. Bears have been in on DJ Chark. They've been in on Christian Kirk. But those are all the names they're talking are number 2.
Now I give you the rundown on the stats real quick because this is what you asked for. Juju Smith Schuster real quick. 2021 only 15 receptions, 129 yards.
Yeah. I'm talking about
year before.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the last time he cracked 1,000 yards, the only time he cracked 1,000 yards was in 2018, where he had nearly 1,500 yards.
Right.
Antonio Brown was on his team.
He was playing off him. So hopefully these guys are trying to probably command Dane at $20 million a year. You know, that's the problem. This free agency price.
I don't know if Juju is worth $20 million a year.
He's not. What I'm saying is they're going to be trying to. He's clearly not, but they're going to try. We may not be going for a guy like that because the price might be too high. So unless you can get somebody,
the question mark though, right? Like,
what makes his price that high? If you all don't mind me asking,
who's the best of the bunch? Like Allen Robinson's the best wide receiver on the market if the Packers don't work out something with Devontae Adams here, and he does, or if the Packers do work out something with Devontae Adams here and he doesn't hit the market because he said he will not play under the free agent or the franchise tag.
Right, so you got Devontae he's going to get tagged. Will Fuller, Jamison Crowder, T.Y.
Oh, first of all, Crowder's the best receiver of the bunch by far.
Well,
I know he was hurt, but Crowder's just on the Jets. But Crowder's
nice, but
Crowder's good.
He's nice, but again, like he's a number 1 on the Jets. He's probably a number 2 everywhere else.
He's the number 1 on the Bears.
No, because I was looking at these prices.
So Juju.
So Allen Robinson's at 17 million right now. Devontae 14, but they're going to command. Oh, Devontae's going to command some big money, but Fuller, Crowder. So okay, what I was getting at was there might be a cap of a price that he wants to pay for. So if Juju thinks he's going to command higher than, you know, if he's trying to get the high 20, forget that. But is Poles cap at 15 million at the high? And what can he get for that, right? Or because if you got Will Fuller here at 10 million, Allen Robinson was at 17 million, I think, on the last year. So what's his cap going to be, and what can you get?
Franchise tag price as well.
Well, franchise tag is a
certain percentage. Allen Robinson was on the franchise tag price as well,
right?
So he's probably coming into this season probably making that. Like he'll probably, because you know the money's gone up, but he'll probably stay around the 17 to $18 million range contract wise for an Allen Robinson, depending on where he goes. Because I think a lot of people look at Allen Robinson and they're like, listen, like, I get it, dog. You had some bad quarterbacks in there, but I've seen you have good production with them, and I've seen you be that safety blanket. I could see A-Rob going to a place where he is the number one and getting 17, 18 million, or I could see A-Rob going to a place, unfortunately, like the Packers, and getting maybe 15, 16 million, but saying, I'll take a little bit less to play with Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Well, let me ask you all this real quick, because I'm not a huge A-Rob fan, and really because he doesn't get the separation. I don't think he creates enough space. The other QBs that we talk about, like Crowder, for instance, on the Jets, literally is on a team where their QB just sucks. Their organization is just trash. You go to the Jets to die.
Trash organization.
All right. So at this point, would you rather roll the dice and go for Crowder as opposed? I mean, I think A-Rob is done here, period. The numbers would tell you differently, though. The numbers would tell you A-Rob's a better wide receiver. But the situation or circumstances kind of lean towards something different. I personally think Crowder gets more separation watching him play.
Okay,
he just doesn't get the targets.
This is what we're not doing, guys. We need to understand what the scheme is that they're running. So we need to see how Green Bay and we need to see how San Francisco uses their personnel. Yeah. It may not even be so much about the receiver as much as it is a receiving, a catching running back. So can both the running backs we have fit this system? Will we have a tight end? Because all of them have prominent tight ends in this type of system, except for Green Bay because they had Devontae. But you had Kittle and you got Kelsey, Killen, and then you got the speedy slot guy. So it just depends on who's fitting the scheme. Is it a speed guy that we need? Now we got Mooney, right? It could be, now I would say Will Fuller, right? He's super fast, but he's not durable. And then I don't know if Juju is actually a burner like that, but we got to identify what's the system that they're going to be running and how they're going to utilize the personnel.
No, for sure. And I think the interesting thing with where the Bears are looking here and where you're going to see a lot of these guys land is going to be how do they fit with what's already there, right? Because there's a lot of teams that already have a wide receiver core.
Yeah.
That's in place that a lot of these receivers are going to go to. Like, we're not looking at Allen Robinson going back to Jacksonville to be with Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Allen Robinson going to a team that's already got a decent receiver, San Francisco, who's already got Debo and them boys over there and Kittle over there. I've heard his name attached to Kansas City, he would literally be the third or fourth receiver on that team because there's guys that have already been established there. And granted, a Kansas City move, like taking less money, but a system that, as much as it sucked, has been run. He's been running that same system for 3 years. Wouldn't even be a learning curve there. And there's a couple teams around the NFL that I feel he could go to and he would have that same kind of success. You know what I'm saying? Even in Buffalo. So it's going to be interesting to see where guys like that land on a receiving core that's in place. And even for the Bears, anybody we get here, we have to remember that Darnell Mooney may not be a number one, but Darnell Mooney is a very good receiver. So it's about how the two play off of each other. How do these two guys make each other better? And I think if you got somebody in here like a Juju Smith-Schuster, at a minimum, good hands, able to come down with the ball and has some good speed on him.
And
is he a number one? I'd say no.
And he's young.
And he's young, but is he a number one? I haven't seen Juju be a number one. When I saw Juju get put in the position of being a number one, the numbers declined drastically. He's got the double team coming his way, all that stuff. But how is he when, you want to double team Juju, bet Darnell's open.
Yeah.
The development of Darnell and Juju makes Cole Kmet better. The development of Cole Kmet makes, it's all an inverse relationship.
I really think that it comes down to how they're going to utilize Herbert and Montgomery. And so they're going to basically create that. What's interesting, I looked on this list. I don't know. I got a feeling like they're not going to go and make a big splash. Like they could do like Sammy Watkins because he played in the system in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And he's only 28,
Well, totally new system here now, though.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking
totally new offensive system.
You know what? You're right. I'm thinking Kansas City. Sorry.
Jarvis Landry just got released, did he?
He's asking for a trade. He's
one more free agent. One more free agent wide receiver now.
He got released.
Available. Hold on. Let's hit the. Ladies and gentlemen, we got breaking news right here live on the show. One more free agent wide receiver per Adam Schefter is now available. Browns are releasing wide receiver Jarvis Landry per sources. Amari Cooper is showing up. Jarvis Landry is leaving. Boys, how does this affect the wide receiver market?
He moves to number one, in my opinion.
Easily.
I wouldn't mind going. Now, I would like Jarvis. He's a good possession receiver. He's tough. He was the one hold down the fort when Odell got hurt until he got hurt.
What kind of money is he commanding?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Joe underpaying the mess out of these wide receivers.
15, 20.
Here's my real thought and take on what people should get paid. The market is hot. We got to realize that you got to pay to play nowadays. So if we're going to be serious about giving Justin some targets and we're going to be really serious about making a run at these big names, honestly, I don't care what money they're asking for as long as it's within market. And it's 20 million plus for a lot of these big names. We have to get over that part. We freed up enough to do it. We freed up definitely enough to do it next year.
I don't know.
We have to come to grips with that. Like if that happens, then we have to run with it. Now, one thing I will say is those picks that we picked up, I saw it here. I agree with it. I would use those picks to get DK.
DK Metcalf is a whole problem. But
DK is a grown
man. But the thing, look, man, the history has shown that when you have the number one type of receiver, they haven't won a Super Bowl. When the receivers like
one for me.
But my point is, you're going to make a trade and have to give up a lot to
him like a one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you got to trade for DK. You got to trade for DK, and you got to pay him.
When
you have to also, and in doing that, you also have to try and figure out how the heck to put those glue guys on this team.
But you have to understand this. We got rid and essentially if we use the same picks and paid him, we'd be saying, hey, we traded Khalil Mack for DK Metcalf. Who says
if we gave up a second pick, yeah, but if we got to give up more,
who says no to that though? Nobody's going to say
Seahawks. Because the Seahawks are going to try to get Deshaun Watson.
They're going to get a first round pick for DK. That's a first round.
Yeah, DK is a first round pick.
There's no way they're going to give him a
first rounder.
And this is the interesting thing, right?
I don't think 2 seconds.
I don't think DK is that guy when it comes to that. And the reason I say that is because even Russell Wilson never used him as that guy. DK got the yards. DK's yard per catch is great, but that's because they were like, DK, outrun everybody. And he's able to do it. And Russ can float that mug up and land it in his hands. Now, with a receiver like Justin Fields, that might be a good move because Justin Fields' deep ball has some nice touch on it. He can put it right on your hands as you're running down the field. But I think the thing is, like, you have to think about the money DK is going to command. Plus, can you protect Justin long enough for DK to get in a position for Justin to put that ball up there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this season coming in, the Bears are going to look heavily at this offensive line, and they're probably going to try and land a couple of those. I mean, listen, Landry's in there. Like, does a number one like DK, or does DK being a number one on our team change how next season's going to go for us? If you're paying him the money he's going to get, and then you can't go out and throw the bag at an offensive tackle till next season.
Well, no, you have to fix the line, period. And I don't think that I mean, getting DK is cool, but if Fields can't stand upright or he's running for his life, it doesn't matter. You know, he might give us some third down conversions that we need, you know, a couple of them, but we got to get that line.
I didn't even see them really use him for that though. That's the part about DK that I don't want to say scares me. Like, DK is a great big body. He's a monster on the field. He's huge. But Tyler Lockett was their number one.
And to your point, there's a reason why he fell in the draft like he did. They probably use him for his strengths, is what you're alluding to.
Yeah, they use him for his great speed. They use him for his size. They almost use him like a tight end down in the end zone. Those things are all helpful. But the Bears are looking for somebody that can be the possession guy right now in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
His speed is ridiculous. I don't take anything away from that. I don't take anything away from what he's able to do on the field. By the way, like the video, man. 75 people in here, 25 likes. That means we're a little low on that one. Let's get this thing up, man.
Little low. I'm sorry for not being as engaged. I'm trying to see if what I saw has some merit, but it looks like it was not. So trying to make sure I'm staying abreast on all this breaking news, man.
Yeah, I got multiple Twitters going right now, my boy.
I'm telling you, it's critical right now.
And the thing with DK, like I love DK. I love the game he brings, but you do need that possession guy on this team right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Just being smart and strategic, like I said, but it also depends on, like, is he targeting a person that's like Debo from the 49ers? How are they going to be using how the Niners or the Packers use their offensive, personnel?
Let me double back on this real quick, just because I want to make sure I heard you right. You were opposed to going after DK?
Me?
I'm opposed to what you would have to give up based on what you currently have right now.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who do you all want to be?
I want to be.
Here's the way the league is shaping up. I want you all to look at the trend.
The team that can protect its quarterback.
I got you. Look at the trend. Offensive powerhouses dominate the league.
Mm-hmm.
They're buying the talent.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really developing a whole lot of talent initially out of the draft right now. Not at the receiver position. That little connection that happened in Cincinnati, that's a one-off. Name me the last time Chase Young, you saw that type of talent come through his first year. Jamar Chase, you know what I'm trying to say. Name me the last time you seen that guy walk through like that and dominate like that.
Well, I'm not saying
wait,
receiver.
Wait. It's called a balance, my brother. You have to.
Wait. We've done this whole balancing act, and right now we already know that we're going to go through a stage where we're going to have one side of the ball be a little more dominant than the other.
Right.
Right now, we want that to be the offensive.
Hey, listen. We don't know that. You hope.
Case in point, 2018 Bears. Pace built the team to a certain point, got a quarterback, got the players in position. Allen Robinson, he trades and gets Mac, right? That tilted everything to the defensive side. So he had to build the team, and then you bring in folks. And the Rams are the same way. They actually drafted most of their players, and then they signed and traded for other people. But then they flipped quarterbacks, but they drafted Aaron Donald. Then they made some moves. But now in this last iteration of their team, it's more bought than the first one that went to the Super Bowl and lost against Tom Brady. They drafted Cooper Kupp. They drafted a lot of those guys. Then they make these trades and, they went all in. Von Miller, they bought that Super Bowl, But for the most part.
So would you say Tom Brady's was bought?
Tom Brady walked to a built team. He took Jameis Winston's team. If Jameis Winston wasn't an idiot throwing the most interceptions ever in the world.
Hey, he wasn't an idiot. He couldn't see, man.
Time out. But my man is a legendary QB. I want you to understand in his words. Legendary. 33 TDs, 5,000 yards. Don't look at the 30 interceptions.
No, we gotta look at
I'm saying,
why you gotta be negative, baby?
They drafted Mike Evans. They drafted all that.
This the reason you got to be negative, because you look at that team that year and you like, man, how'd they go 8-8? 30 TDs, 33 TDs, 5,000 yards.
Record-breaking QB. Hey,
that's
thank
crazy.
you, Tom. Record-breaking QB right there. I don't care what you say. I am here for Jameis. I really am.
I wish you could have seen the day where there was one day where Kid was legit trying to defend Jameis. He was like, you got to look at the fact that he broke the record. And I said, Kid, I'm not going to say nothing.
Jay,
go look at the interceptions he threw. Kid was sitting there like this. He was like, man, there's no one there.
No, Jay. I'm going to tell you exactly
what happened. Who did you see?
I was like, you know what? It can't be that bad. I looked up a highlight of all his TDs. I was like, man, look at them dots right there. I looked up a clip of all his interceptions.
Yeah.
Dog, I'm sitting there like, who the heck was in there? He had one that it looked like he was trying to throw out of the arena. I was like, what the
Tom Brady
going?
he walked to a built ready team. The defense,
for sure.
Everything was already in place. So all he had to do was he just had to manage the game better.
I'm not even gonna look this up right here. That's funny as heck.
Yeah, I'm just so
Yeah,
I mean, for the most part,
That's
you have
funny.
to build your infrastructure. You got to get the line right. I mean, Kansas City is another. They had a built team, and they drafted most of their players, and they had a really good line. Then they end up trading up to get Mahomes because that was a 13-3 team that Mahomes went to. So they
Here
got
we go. We got another one. We got another one coming through, y'all.
Dog, I thought you was really about to say Trubisky came back to the Bears. I was about to say, you gotta be kidding me.
Nah. We got breaking news per Adam Schefter 2 minutes ago. The Cardinals are giving running back James Conner 3 years, $21 million. They've made their decision on the running back position. Y'all remember James Conner came on late. Well, kid remember James Conner coming on late last season because he had the other guy. By the way, Chase Edmonds also on the move. Hey, he definitely had the other guy, my boy. I just seen Chase Edmonds news. Hold on, where the heck that go? Hey, that was funny. Oh, Miami Dolphins and Chase Edmonds reach an agreement that includes 2 years, $12.6 million deal. It includes $6.1 million in guaranteed money for the former Cardinals running back. Hey, kid, how'd that work out for you, my boy? I'm just saying.
I mean, hey, listen, depending on what league you're talking about. In Joe's league, I was trash. In our league, I'm king. So I mean, hey,
in our league, hey, listen, it was funny though, because he was like Edmonds is gonna come back and have the same production, but they did not throw that boy back into the game.
boy.
Hey, kid started Edmonds 1 week. He said you'll never see the
Hey,
field
Jay,
again.
but they let me get like 5 top running backs. Like,
Yeah.
I had all the running backs and all the good receivers, and I was like, "You expect me to lose?" like I could have literally not started people.
Hey, you did that. You finessed the mess out of AD. AD was like, I need a quarterback, bro. I was like, you don't give up the best player on your team for it.
Hey, Justin Fields. No, listen. I traded Justin Fields for, I forgot who I traded him for. Hollywood Brown.
Damn, you traded him for Hollywood Brown.
And Hollywood Brown won me 2 games.
Yeah, it was the
I
best
beat you.
player on the field. Bruce,
I beat you literally the week after. But I'm gonna say this honestly. I traded Justin Fields, and 2 weeks later, Justin Fields goes off for nearly 300 yards. And I was like, dang, I think I messed this up. I was sweating.
I did the same thing because I sat on Fields for the whole year. Like, I just knew that towards the end of the year, he was going to be like that fantasy playoff quarterback, at the later end of the year. But
he was
because the fool's goal was the one time I don't start him, then he goes, then I start him. It was like I was chasing those points.
Yeah.
Pissed me off.
Looking at what's left. He said, bro, take my comment off the screen. I'd stop being a fan if that was real. Hey, when you got people asking, fam, it's people that definitely popped in and immediately ran to Twitter because of you, dog. Like, you bogus as heck for that. Like, we supposed to be a reputable news source. Hey,
don't put it out there. I was like, hey, that's a great one right there.
Don't come here for the news. Come here for the opinion. PK is going to trade Fields for Mitch, Huntley, Winston, and Jackson, but play him at running back. Hey, kid would definitely be like, Lamar, we're glad to have you in here. I understand you had the MVP season. Get your butt out there, wide receiver. What?
Oh, if y'all really want to know what I would do, if we're being honest, who's our backup QB right now? Is it still Foles?
Still Foles.
Oh yeah, I get him up out of there. I'd bring Mitch back.
You can't at this point. Like, they're trying to. Like,
why would
they're
you
trying?
You want to know why I bring Mitch back?
I'm all about getting the best on the market. At a minimum, I can say Mitch is the best backup on the market right now. Competition, and honestly, the boy looked a lot more competent under a more competent coaching staff.
I almost wore my Trubisky jersey.
Hold on. Hey, that's the thing. Did he in that real game situation? That preseason looked good, but in that real game situation,
he had 1 pick. Wow.
Hey,
wow.
He had 1 pass.
Wow.
He had 1 pass.
Hey, ask people who are fans of that team. They say, hey, they felt confident with Trubisky behind Allen. So you say what you want to say.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. That man threw 1 pass last season. It was clear into 4 of the other team's jerseys.
Why is Devontae Adams trending right now?
Devontae Adams is trending because he doesn't want to play on the franchise tag. Nothing new. that I see over here.
Hey, you know what? I want to get your opinion on this real quick.
Let's do it.
Tom Brady comes back, reportedly taking less. Aaron Rodgers, and this is all over First Take and stuff like that, but Aaron Rodgers is pretty much trying to get the bag. Now, he is off of another back-to-back MVP and all that stuff. Do you think that he should be playing more for legacy or the money at this point?
Who, Tom?
I think Tom should be playing for legacy. That's why he's taking
I'm saying Aaron. Aaron, Tom coming back really does change perception of Aaron Rodgers if Aaron Rodgers goes out there to get the bag and doesn't put his team in a position to win, to re-sign players that are favorable things. Because Tom is taking less. Well, Aaron Rodgers, by all accounts, has made more than Tom in his career.
Yeah.
They're both very marketable guys. They're going to leave football and make millions of dollars.
That's what the reported deal was. I'm not
saying he's going to take $200 million. I don't believe he is. But do you think
the deal was supposed to be $200 million, but it was a team friendly, which is a wild thing to say, $200 million, where they could get Davante Adams back, where they can get some other help in there. You know what I'm saying? To build that team back up. Because listen, as much as we want to get a offensive lineman here, their line is aging as well. They're going to want to protect A-Rod over getting him a second wide receiver. Probably, you got to compete with that. You're going to see a lot of overpaying in free agency this year. I guarantee you that.
Well, you always overpaying free agency. Legacy. Hey, whether clearly, I think there's some issues of him being a possible selfish person. So, what do you expect him to do? I mean, when you do that, I always see that when you don't care about the team. But then again, if you're on the other side of that and you're playing a sport where anytime you get on the field, it could be your last. You might as well get the money that you can, because that's what you're owed. Because the NFL doesn't take care of you. So on one hand, I don't blame him for getting his money, because at the end of the day, he's just going to be him and his family.
It's about what you want to do with it, though, right? Like, it's not like Aaron Rodgers is a fringe player. Like, Aaron Rodgers is clearing millions of dollars a day because of all of the endorsement deals, all of the advertising. Now, as a player, listen, get your bag, like you said. I'm fine with that. But at a certain point, you do have to ask the question, is this about winning, or is this about you getting the bag? Because we've seen those guys that have chose the bag. Carmelo Anthony chose the bag over winning. Oh, and I ain't going to lie to you. I wouldn't have turned that bag down either. The Knicks paid that man.
Well, he could have got it. My problem with him is that he could have waited. He could have waited and walked. By the time he walked from Denver to New York, he could have got his money. If it took him dang near that year to do it, he gutted that whole team and could have had the money and most of that team. No, it's selfish.
That's true. That's true. He went about it in a dumb way. I will say that he went a year too early for me, because he could have still had, like, they traded everybody from that team to
Gallinari
in New York. Yeah,
Gallinari, Felton, Wilson Chandler. They gutted that whole team, and he could have. And the thing is, they were worried about a lockout. But it's like, really, like, they're not going to be an NBA anymore. He could have waited. But that's a fine line of taking care of yourself, but then the team. And the thing is that he is one of the most important cats on there. Because, I mean, if he's not there, they're pretty much done.
Yeah. And we know he's going to re-sign with the Packers. It's about, can you get the other guys in there? Like we reported earlier, Davante Adams says he will not play this season on the franchise tag. Your only reason for getting this guy in the building is we got some more breaking news coming through, y'all. Hold on, let me get a little. The Panthers have released AJ Bouye. Could he be out there with Jalen Johnson? Could he be somebody the Bears are looking at? Are you looking at all on the defensive end when you're talking about free agency? We've talked a lot about the offensive end for this team. Are you looking at the defensive end here at all in free agency when you're talking about people that are going to be put on this team? Because remember, you still got to sign guys that you can't let Roquan Smith walk out that door.
I'm going to tell you that right now. Panthers about to land Watson. and they're gonna be a beast next year.
You know who I want really bad? Not really bad. I want my John Lynch, Mike Brown, Troy Polamalu safety. I want them to look at Keanu Neal if he's healthy. If they can't draft a guy, I want a strong safety, that backup linebacker in the secondary.
Yeah.
We need a strong safety.
What are you going into this off season or this free agency period
Say that
looking
question one more
for
time.
the most? Like the defense right now, like you're gonna have to pick a side here. Like you said, they did when they brought Mack in, they picked the defensive side of the ball to build up first. Do you do this again? Do you build up your defense again? You've got some pieces. I'll say this, right? You know you have a superstar on your defensive side of the ball. You don't know that on the offensive side of the ball.
I gotta ask an interesting question here. What is our philosophy for? I think we have 3 very different opinions as to where we should go about with this team. You are more on the lines of, well, you seem to be like, hey, we should be drafting and then saving. That's what I'm getting. Is that what I'm saying?
You have to build in the draft, because when you sign free agency, you're paying for not drafting well.
Yeah.
You have to overpay. And what my position is, I'm trying to find the best players that fit this scheme. So if we're doing a cover 2, and we've seen a successful cover 2, we need an anchoring defensive tackle. We need a roaming fast linebacker, whether it's the Mike or the Will, and we need a strong safety to help back up. On the offensive side, if we're running this 49ers, Packers, Shanahan type of offense, we need a tight end, and we need receiving running backs that can fit. And we also have a mobile quarterback that can effectively run this offense. So the line is key. The tight end is really more important to me than the receivers and the running backs. And we need the running backs to be good. So on the defensive side, I think we're pretty much just kind of fitting the pieces that are there, and we just need 1 or 2 additional ads on the defensive side.
Pat, what are you? So that's your take. I respect it. Pat, where are you at with it?
I think you overpay for a tackle to protect Justin Fields, because no matter what our opinion is on Mitch Trubisky, you took a young man at the 2nd overall pick and you sent him out there and said, figure it out, don't die. That's disrespectful.
I agree.
You didn't give him a chance to actually figure out how to play the game in the NFL with a line in front of him. You sent Kyle Long out there, who had already been injured a bunch. You thought that was going to be your move for the future. And so to me, you never gave Mitch the best chance to be successful with protection. Forget scheme, forget all. If he can't stand up, he can't throw the football. Now, when the pocket was great and he had accuracy issues there, that's a whole different conversation. But Ryan Pace's biggest mistake, not Matt Nagy, not drafting Mitch, because I'm all about you showing cojones. I want Ryan Poles to have the same cojones Ryan Pace had. I just want him to make the right decision. But Ryan Poles says, listen, we got a kid we just took 11th overall. He's got to be good for us to be good. You got to put people in front of him. So I'm fine. Terran Armstead, no booms off the list. I don't like Fisher. I would like to see them go out and get that dude. Go get me a veteran dude to stand on the left side that I will never have to worry about being over there. On the right side, you put your rookie back in the position that he played. Stop drafting people and saying, hey, let's put him out of position.
Yes, Brother Hope.
Yeah. Brother Holt in the front row, what's going on with you?
Why are we not allowing Jenkins to be the left tackle? I think he can do it.
Here's the thing. Jenkins might be able to be the left tackle, but the left tackle for Justin Fields is the most important position on the field, because it's the one side that is his blind side. So
I know that.
To me, put Jenkins on the right side, because he already knows how to play that spot. See, the Bears mentality forever has been, let's get this guy. We drafted what's our center name? Cody Whitehair. Cody Whitehair's a guard.
Yeah,
Make him play center.
Yeah,
Why? Because we don't have one, so make him play center.
Yeah, but like Mike, he's played left tackle. Let him grow. He didn't even have an off season. He was injured. Let him get through it. He got a year under his belt. I mean,
But what would you rather have him play? He played his entire life at right tackle, minus half a season in college.
What I'm
at
saying,
left tackle.
Are you all paying attention to any of the tackles that are in the draft?
We're not going to be high enough for him.
We have to get a steal. I think you can move him to he stays at left tackle.
Here's a name that I'm thinking of. Kennard is actually I think is gonna drop second round, and I think he'd be really good. What's that other kid from Washington State? Washington State. What's his name? Help me out.
You asking the wrong person, dog.
I'm
you
not
already
gonna
know.
lie. I don't know. The chat can probably help you.
Lucas. I think it's Lucas from from Washington State. I think he's a tackle. Abraham Lucas. I think that's Lucas. What I think. Am I right? He plays tackle.
I'll take you.
Was he a guard?
I'm not even looking at the draft. Right. To me, I'm not even.
The reason I'm looking at it is because what Ryan Poe's profile is the fact that he's really good at evaluating talent.
Right.
And he's also in his profile really good at evaluating talent within the second to sixth rounds. Very similar to Ryan Pace.
Yeah.
So because of that left tackle, because of that, I think with the picks that we have, we allow him to shine in that respect, and we draft those positions to give Justin Fields that protection. But we use this cap space to pay for the weapons we need offensively, because there's no sense of me having a Ferrari in the garage if I don't have the road for me to tear up with. And so at this point, that's how I look at Justin Fields. Justin Fields is this Ferrari of a talent. We have no real track for him to run on if we don't give him targets.
I think the part you have to look at, though, is when you have that Ferrari, what does he do to the talent you have? And by the way, I'm not disrespecting Larry Borom. Larry Borom, to me, moves inside the right guard.
I think we're not
move him right tackle. You get a left tackle. You move Borom inside the right guard. But here's the thing, right? To me, a good quarterback makes the players he has better. If you make Darnell Mooney better, Darnell Mooney's the number one. Like, Darnell Mooney's already a really, really good wide receiver. So to make that player better, you have to have time to stand back there and deliver the football to that player for them to be better. And even with that doesn't mean the line's going to be perfect next season, y'all, but you have a quarterback who's mobile enough where he can make something amazing happen moving around in the pocket. And so to me, I think that if you get in a Juju Smith-Schuster or a DJ Chark or a whatever it is, if you make Justin better, you're going to make inversely the receivers on the field better. Cole Kmet now becomes better. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me,
hey Jay, I want to get to you in just a second. Hey, Coach T, that comment on the board, let me know what your thoughts are, because I know you pay attention to that one. Go ahead, Jay.
I just think that we're missing. Did we not realize last year that the Bears actually looked really good running the ball last year?
Yeah, for sure.
They have. I really feel that most of this was a scheme issue, bad coaching.
Yes.
Putting Justin Fields in a bad position. I don't think this line is that bad, because I think Jenkins can actually be the left tackle. I think that they should draft maybe one more. They could draft a lineman, but I think Jenkins is nasty. He's big, and I think he can block. I just think that they didn't scheme well. We had 3 tight ends, right? Jimmy Graham, Cole Kmet, and somebody else. They didn't even use them right.
We never even played 2 at the same time.
And the only one that Justin Fields liked was the one you can't remember.
Horse something.
Horsted.
Yeah. So I really feel like we're going to have a good year because the coach was just that bad. And plus a couple key additions of, grabbing some players and stuff like that in the free agency. We have 2 running backs. They didn't even use the running game. Like, you should have just been running the ball down their throats all last year and attacking using your strengths. So in my opinion, I don't think the line is that bad. I don't think it's bad like Bengals bad. I just think that the scheme was you can't run one receiver out there, and all these little dinky little curl routes that go nowhere. Like, where's the play action? Where was the crossing pass? Where was the, there was no creativity in my opinion last year.
Let's move on from the Bears just for a second, if you don't mind, just because I know this is the hometown. We talk about it a lot, but there's a lot of movement going on. And just to give us a break, because I do expect us to have some news come through that we're going to spend all day talking about. Right now, what team, based off of the moves that are happening, people coming back and stuff like that, do you feel has the best opportunity to be Super Bowl champions next year? Do you think the Rams repeat, or do you think that it's going to be the Brady show all over again, or things or whatever your take is on it?
Rams are done. They're gonna be sipping champagne. They're gonna be like Philly. It's over. They got it.
One is good though. I mean, it's a lot of legends with just one.
One is good though.
One is good.
I feel like we don't feel that way no more about championships. Like I saw much disrespecting KG yesterday. Like he only got one championship, bro. I was like,
I'm just saying they're more.
So I'm wanting your favorite player. Like,
yeah, I want us to be able to be the class of our division. I want us to be like New England or Pittsburgh. So, I just think that the Rams, they went all in. They bought that. They got pretty much. They put it all in to get that last championship. Yeah. So versus kind of like Kansas City's kind of built to be there. They'll still be in the play. I don't know if I think the Rams take a hit.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I think that, but I mean, listen, I think they did the right thing. I didn't see the Note Boom signing unless it was something that came before.
I saw it in the Athletic. I believe that he
saw it. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Note Boom re-signing there to me is big for them because he's just been the backup, and he did really good being the backup when Whitworth was out. So I think him moving into that starting role, having that already the offensive line in place to protect Matthew Stafford is going to be huge for them. That defense is still ridiculous. You don't lose much there defensively. Now I will say this: you're probably losing Von Miller. And here's the thing for me: I was kind of like, I don't know about this Denver team. I don't know. Like now the Chargers just re-upped and up. Mm-hmm. You've got a Super Bowl champion quarterback on the field who I think is going to make the receivers in front of him better. So Tim Patrick, guys who are already really freaking good, they're now going to be better because they got a real quarterback throwing them the football. And on top of that, they're probably going to get Von back on that defense. And say what you want, Von Miller is still freakishly disruptive on that defensive line.
Absolutely.
Do you realize how tough the AFC West just got?
Man, by the way, you had mentioned earlier about the Bengals offensive line. Just got better, y'all.
Yeah,
Bengals signed Alex Kapka at just before the start of the show. We didn't play the sounder on that because it was messed up. But they signed Alex Kapka just to give you a little insight into how Kapka plays. He tried to play with a broken leg against Washington in the 2020 wild card game. Like snapped in half. He was still trying to play. That's the kind of toughness the Bengals just added to the offensive line. First off, any person like that,
to me, that screams mental health issues.
That's a scary human being.
And Toradol. And lots of Toradol.
Lots of Toradol.
That sounds like steroids and stuff. And some stuff like
that, you got to go straight Denzel training day on that one. Shot me in the ass.
Now they signed him. Did you say how much they signed him for? 4 years, $40 million.
Let me see.
First of all, great move by the Bengals to get him immediately taking action to get some help for Joe Burrow. By the way, that guy is going to I don't know. I think I got Bengals winning next year. Joe Burrow with time is probably scary.
Yeah.
It's that's a problem. And if they get a little bit better even on their defense, they're built to have some sustained success. Absolutely. They're going to be the class. I mean, the Browns probably are taking a hit. Get the prodigy out of here. This dude is silly.
Dropping mad fake news out of
5-year, $15 snap contract.
Hey,
$15 per snap contract, first sources. Hey, shout out to Olin, man. Olin over at CHGO Sports, man. They doing great things over there. Big love to them, dog. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't want to say it right because it's early. But does Burrow feel a little Dan Marino-ish? With the team that's around him and stuff like that? Does he feel a little Marino-ish? Like last season might honestly be the best, because I could absolutely see a regression from them coming into this season, even though they fixed the O-line. That defense, let's be real, it found its way, but
they were getting torched.
They're
they
more
were getting
balanced.
torched.
Yeah,
That defense was getting torched every game. They just bounced. That offense just bounced back. You know, the Bengals looked a lot like KC first year making it to the Super Bowl. You know, because they got torched in that game and they bounced back.
But they're a balanced team. Like they have a running game and tight ends and all that. Marino was just a wonder kind of a dude. Like he went his rookie year, but then he couldn't. I remember I had heard reports that they tried to get him Barry Sanders. You know, like they couldn't get him a running game. And
Detroit be holding people hostage.
Can I ask you this? You would know more than me and Pat would know, and this is, you know, just appreciation for what you bring to the show.
Age.
To me, I'm being honest. As we get some more breaking news.
Oh, we got a breaking news sounder, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. What I say? Give me my flowers. Give me my flowers. Mitchell Trubisky's gonna get his shot to work with Mike Tomlin.
Wow.
Give me my flowers. What I tell y'all?
Wait,
the Giants. What
I'm
are
gonna
you gonna do?
I got a Mitch jersey. I'm gonna go get my Mitch jersey.
What do you want to do? Die? Is Mitch going to have to die before the Giants win a Super Bowl? Stop playing, dog.
Hey. I like it.
I love it.
Listen.
Listen. If Mitch didn't work out here, I'm not oh my God, I hope Mitchell Trubisky sucks for his whole career. I love this for Mitch. One, he can go there and legitimately win the job.
All right, trailer guy.
my bad. One, he can go there and legitimately win the job, right? He can go there and legitimately be the starting quarterback in that situation. And now you didn't give anything up to get a quarterback. You've still got Mitch is going in with the best weapons he's ever had in his NFL career. Najee Harris, Chase Claypool. Maybe now they do get a deal done for Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
Now there's a reason to absolutely bring Juju back, because Juju, listen, I don't care what nobody says. Chase Claypool's numbers are down because Ben Roethlisberger went out there with a flubber of an arm.
Yeah, he was done. I'm happy for Mitch. I really am.
I feel like, one, he's got a little bit of protection, age protection, but he's got a little bit of protection there. He's going to be able to play there. He doesn't have to be the great quarterback because Mike Tomlin can win. Mike Tomlin's never had a sub 500 season. Mike Tomlin can absolutely win, telling Mitch, I just need you to be Jimmy Garoppolo.
Y'all know why I'm happy for him? Again, just a second. Even if he fails, I do. If he fails, he fails. If he fails, he fails. But I want you to fall on your own sword. I want him to fail because he wasn't good, not because someone else controlled his narrative and destiny.
His narrative.
I want the same. I'm the same way with Justin Fields. I'm so happy we got Nagy out of here. Because I really do feel like if Nagy had stayed another year, Justin Fields would suffer the same fate.
Hey, I feel so confident about Mitch going to be with that team because of everything around him.
Yeah.
I might have to save up $1,000 to give PK. I might have to save up that money to give to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I feel like they're gonna put him in a position where it's like, don't do that. Throw it right there.
What was the bet again?
$1,000 if he ever has a. We never set what a good season is.
I think we said 4,000 yards. 4,000 yards over 20 TDs.
That's an excellent season.
4,000 yards over 20. Yeah, 4,000 yards is an excellent season, dog. You want to do
3,000 is a good year.
You want to know why it's not far-fetched?
3,500. Well, what's he done? He's done 3,200. That's his max.
He's done 3,500 with the offense going against him.
Okay.
With Nagy saying don't throw, he did 3,500.
No, he's never done 3,500. 3,200 is his highest.
33?
32, 23. Yeah, 2018. That was his best year.
Hey, listen. You mean to tell me?
Hey, listen. He throw 4,000 yards. I won't even be petty and give you the money in pennies.
Yeah, he's thrown he's thrown 2 years over 3,000 yards. 2018
over 3,000 yards. So let's say if he throws 3,500 yards plus, 20 plus touchdowns, 2-to-1 interception ratio, I drive you the money personally.
I want you to just
I want you
to
understand
reinvest
this
it in the show. You just have to wear a jersey. You have to wear. I was wrong about Trubisky jersey for half the season.
I almost wore my Trubisky jersey.
This ain't bad.
I got one upstairs.
You got one upstairs?
I do.
I'm gonna get a Mitch jersey. I really
almost wore mine. I was like, I won't put it because we talking about free agency. I was like, I'll wear the Mitch one instead of my custom Holt jersey.
Now, and the pivot, since we're talking about QBs right now.
Marcus, welcome to the Breeze Super Fans, man. Shout out to you for showing love.
Man, appreciate you joining the Breeze, man. Thank you.
What up, bro?
Let's look at this. Colin Kaepernick released a workout video.
Let's not look at this.
Time out. I just want to throw it out there. Do you think with San Fran making moves trying to get away from Garoppolo, probably starting Trey Lance, that they should go back and get?
No.
No. Everybody keeps forgetting that he was already a backup by the time he was out of there.
Don't look at the numbers. Look at the tape.
Yeah, and in my opinion,
don't look at the numbers. Look at the tape. What people don't remember, and I don't have any disrespect for what Colin Kaepernick is doing in the social movement, in the trying to further the conversation and actually forcing people to have the conversation. But Colin Kaepernick was done when he was playing.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, good Lord, what is his problem?
Hey. I'm there with you, Steve. I'm not gonna lie. Do we play the Steelers this year?
Do we?
Did they release the schedule yet?
Hold on.
Well, they always release what teams you go or what divisions you gonna play.
Oh, okay, yeah. So AFC North. Then we know because we played them last year. We already
played
did
them last year, so probably not. Yeah, we probably not playing them again.
That's the one thing I haven't wrapped my mind around. That y'all got to help me with this. Why is it that you only play like that's the one thing about football I never understood. Like you literally play like one other division. Like you never really play the full. Like it's enough teams.
There's only 16 games, 17 games.
Yeah, they can't play.
You can't play everybody when you only have a schedule that you can play half of half the teams technically because you play everybody in your division twice.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, so instead of playing everybody in our division twice, why don't we just play other teams?
Because winning
that would be more entertaining.
Winning the division dictates your playoff seed. So if you only win one game in the division, everybody can beat one team in the division or two teams in the division, and then you'd have a bunch of people 2-2.
Hey Pat, it's okay. We're going to put him in
have the same record.
We're going to put him in NFL school. He'll come back and understand.
No, but hear me out though. Like it's in the off chance that everyone has the same record. If the person who has the tiebreaker between the games you won just is ahead of you in the division, but like it would be more entertaining to have more games against other divisions. I mean,
that's like
understand, but that's like still wouldn't have enough games to play everybody, bro. It's 32 teams.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but I want to see more of the us against other teams, not twice against Green Bay.
That's just how the playoffs are set up. It's all about the division.
Yeah, your divisions are more important than your seed. And think about it. The Giants legitimately had a shot to win their division last season. They would have been a high seed in the playoffs.
But see, that's why I would say you should not have to play because that division just trash.
Yeah,
the entire division is trash.
The NFL should go to conferences more. They should put how the NBA is. They should put more emphasis on conferences, but no, it's a
very green when it comes to that. I never really cared to like really dive deep into that one. It just didn't make sense to me. Now I will say this: in our division, Kirk Cousins re-signed $35 million guaranteed.
God dang, he be working out some deals.
$35 million fully guaranteed.
He's staying in Minnesota. They're never winning. That's great. That's great news.
No, I'm
But
clapping
35
it up
million
for
is a
him.
good
He
deal, though.
negotiates his own contracts. There's no agent there. That man negotiates the bag.
Hey, Garza is right. Tom Brady was beating up sorry Buffalo. sorry AFC East for years.
And you saw what he did. As soon as Buffalo got good, shit, let me get up out of here.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It makes it a different format, makes it more competitive. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I agree with you on how they should do playoff seeding. It should all be based on wins and conference.
Right.
That none of it should be based on the division. Like the NBA, like, okay, the Bulls are the Bulls gonna win the Bulls could win their division this year because we're in a division
with the Bucks.
With the Bucks and the Pacers. So the Bulls have a chance to win their division this year. Who cares? Like, I don't care if the Bulls win their division this year or not. Like, oh, we got a division title, bro, and then you got knocked out immediately. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the conference matters more, and I feel like the standings in the conference should matter more, like top 8, like legitimately top 8. Same way. Or what is it now? It's more teams now, right? It's 10? 10 playoff teams from each conference, right?
In the NBA?
No.
NFL.
It was 12, and they did it used to
12.
Be,
they just restructured it.
They added the 13. They had 2 more games for the play-in. 14
it's like
now.
13 to 14. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous when everybody makes the playoffs.
Yeah, because now there's a bye week. They got rid of they added a bye week for the divisional winner or something like that.
Yeah.
And then so they got the 2 play-ins instead of you going right to the playoffs right after week 18 or whatever.
90% of the teams making the playoffs in the NFL.
Now, here's the thing.
It's more money.
Going back to about Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins signed an extension is pretty favorable considering what the market is leaning towards. Say what you want about Kirk. Kirk is worth $35 million. When the market is 40 and up.
No, he's not.
Why not?
He's not worth any of that money. He's not. He can't get his team barely in the playoffs and can't win
because he don't win.
He's not a winner. He didn't win in Washington. He didn't win in Minnesota.
Hey, he got a nice offensive line.
Even where they are, though.
No, he is the reason where they are. They're not winning. They just plateau. He's not.
He got a lot of weapons,
and still couldn't get it done.
He got a lot of weapons. He's got probably, arguably the best, probably second best running back in the NFL.
For that type of money he's getting.
He's got a top 10 offensive line, not top 5. He's at the bottom of the 10.
He had
he's
2.
Got a
what makes him any different than what Phillip Rivers was?
Phillip Rivers got to the playoffs every year.
He just couldn't get past
the playoffs.
Kirk Cousins wasn't in the playoffs.
He didn't get the playoffs.
He didn't.
They ain't been to the playoffs the last 3 years.
Yeah, he's not that good.
But is it his fault?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
When your team literally goes, hey, listen, you know when we play best? When you stop throwing the ball. Like last season, they were literally like, just keep giving the ball to Delvin Cook. Hey, Kirk, keep giving the ball to Delvin Cook. But coach, I want to keep giving the ball to Delvin Cook.
He said Kirk Cousins worth the bag of plain Lay's chips.
Now that's the thing, right? Kirk is one of those players where he can be a nice accent piece to something that's already rolling and winning. And I think coaching did play a piece in them not getting to the playoffs every season as well. There's enough talent on that team for Kirk Cousins not to get to the playoffs. But if you rely too heavily on Kirk Cousins can't play you out of a game. That's why I applaud him. Bro, like listen, like legitimately, I applaud that man. He's negotiating his own deals.
Yeah, that's good for him. But you know, he's not that great of a quarterback. Like my man Mike Davis said, Vikings went to the divisional round and signed Cousins the next season and haven't been to the playoffs since. No, there you go. Yep.
Bears made a move. What they make? Hey, Bleak.
We got to move.
I gave you screen time.
Hold on. Somebody tweeted. Baki, where you at?
I gave you screen time. You better be right because you would never be on the screen again. Find out what happened to the last person that sent us off.
Hey, he ain't been back.
He ain't been back on the screen. No, that's a lie. We didn't put him back on.
He might have been asking. He might have been asking if we got the question.
Somebody else said Bears breaking news. Hold on.
Nah, they probably they just messing with us. Ain't nothing coming.
Hold on.
Don't mess with me.
I don't
man.
see nothing. Last news. We do got some news from the Bengals. Bengals side
The
defensive
Bears
tackle.
are expected to sign Bengals defensive tackle Larry. I can't pronounce that last name.
Oh, this is Bears breaking news. I read this.
I can't
Hold on
pronounce that name. What's that dude? There you go.
We got Bears breaking news, y'all.
Who's Larry Ogunjobi?
Bengals signed Larry Ogunjobi,
tackle.
or he intends to sign with the Chicago Bears. Let's get the fantasy ramifications on that. Let's go out to super producer Joel Holt on the defensive move by the Bears bringing in Larry Ogunjobi. Joel, what are your thoughts on that one, my boy?
Well, Cotton, I don't know yet. But what we can do is look up just how big this. Give me 2 seconds. I can give you that information right now. And he doesn't show up on any of this right here.
Listen, Larry Ogunjobi, first off, born same year as me. Shout out to this guy. I love him already. Spent last season in Cincinnati and had his breakout season with them. He absolutely was a piece on that defensive line that did some good things for them, coming away with 7 sacks last season.
Wow.
He had a down year. His year before in Cleveland. But he had 2 seasons in Cleveland with 5.5 sacks. Now, we don't have money terms on this with the Bears making this move. We don't have money terms yet, but this is a move going to the 4-3, right? This is a move trying to get your team into the 4-3. You got to have some players on this team that get into the 4-3. Waiting for contract details here. What do you guys think of the signing?
If he's getting 5-7 sacks, that's good. That he's probably he's replacing Hicks because Hicks was that engine for us. From what I'm hearing, from seeing that, I like that already. I'm trying to see how big this guy is. He's a defensive tackle. Trying to see what
you're looking at size on Ogunjobi, 6'4", 305 pounds.
Yeah, I like that. That's a big boy right there.
Big dog in the middle. Dog in the middle.
Yeah. So
I can see the confusion in your face. What's going through your mind right now?
No, my confusion is what the Bengals are doing. Like I don't know a whole lot about that squad. But I do remember the reason why it was confusing me is because I'm like, why would they let him go?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know he is. This is the Warren Sapp-ish player. This is the defensive tackle I was saying we need.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Joe, pick a
no.
lesser name. A little bit lesser.
No. The 3 technique defensive tackle. I'm saying, but that's the guy. That's the role. That's the model we're going after with this 4-3. So he fits that role. I'm not saying he is Warren Sapp, but 7 sacks from a defensive tackle is really good. Aaron Donald's getting what was Aaron Donald getting?
I'm with you. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I like most about it, right? 27 years old. 27 years old for the young man. This does to me signal that you're not bringing back Akeem Hicks, which is legitimately true. I just didn't think Akeem, like even last season, the Bears were trying to move on from Akeem Hicks. But here's the thing that I like about him, right?
We got to pay that man.
7 sacks, 5.5 sacks, all that is great. Games started since his second season here. 16 games started, 15 games started, 15 games started, 16 games started. This man is the pinnacle of health.
That's good. I like that.
And bringing in the experience on the defensive side of the ball of somebody who just went to the Super Bowl.
I do have to ask you, though. We have to pay him, though, because his deal was very team-friendly for Cincy.
Waiting for the contract
we can't expect it to be.
It's not going to be small. It's not going to be small.
I don't know if I want to pay that man.
Well, you ain't got a choice. He intends to sign with the Bears.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I think, right? I'm a nobody. But
listen, here's the question, right? By the way, over 100 in the chat. No.
There it is.
Here's the thing. Now, making this move, where do you go next? Do you go weapons? Do you go line?
You go weapons.
Well,
you want to follow the Cincy model, kid.
Who's the best available?
You got to. You got
there
to.
He is. 6'4", 305.
The draft is not producing enough excitement from the weapons perspective. Like you can honestly anything we need on the defensive end, we could draft for. The draft is kind of prime for that. We need weapons and some experience. I'm not seeing that happen unless we either pick someone in free agent or we make a trade. I'm just not. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. That's just my understanding of it right now.
I was going to say this.
Go ahead with it.
I was going to say this back to Larry that Aaron Donald had 12 sacks last year, and this guy had 7 with 49 tackles, and like with Donald, it's looking at now. Then again, Donald is a monster, so 12 sacks with 84 tackles. So he's good, and I think he can fit this. Well, I don't think they run a cover 2 for the Rams as we're doing over here, but I like that is a good move. I like that pick.
I like the pickup. The question is not to me. It limits you, right? It limits what you can do. By the way, 154 in the building, 54 likes. Let's get these likes up. Hit that like button, my boy. It limits you on what your next move is, right? Because remember, a lot of your moves are coming next season. This is telling me, this is a clear-cut thing that's telling me, though, that Ryan Pace is not okay with just doing the hey. And we got the details here on the contract. Larry Ogunjobi's contract with the Bears is a big one. 3 years, $40.5 million, and it includes $26.35 million in guaranteed money. They are hitching their horse to this wagon right here.
Yeah, he's the 3 technique. That's the guy.
So here's the thing, right? Poles is making the decision that I'm not okay with us sucking next season. I'm not okay with us being at the bottom of the division next season. I understand that we're going to have to grow through this, but we're going to figure out how to grow through this while winning. That's what this says to me, because I thought he was going to come out, maybe make a couple little nibble moves here. This is a big move. This dude was a wrecking ball in the playoffs for a Bengals defense that here's the thing, right? We saw this we played this Bengals defense. When they weren't getting pressure on the quarterback, cheeks. Larry Ogunjobi starts getting pressure on the quarterback, and all of a sudden they're putting pressure on these guys, and all of a sudden we're like, man, this Bengals defense is figuring out a way to play football.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I'm looking at this comment here. We have the.
Did I say Pace? I see everybody saying Poles. Did I say Pace?
Hey, listen, they got the same initials, man. It's both Ryan. It is what it is.
Hey, kid, do we just move to RP?
Our polls. J. Cole, our poll.
That sounds like a lawyer.
Hey, this is the fastest wide receiver class averaging. Hey, listen, I want to ask you something. We have some of the fastest receivers in the league on the team already. I do realize that, right?
Speed doesn't translate all the time.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making. Like if we're gonna just look at how fast people are running, we have some of the fastest people in the league on our team. Just because we didn't get them the ball.
The difference is we don't have speed with size.
Yes,
and there are those guys in this draft. Like Darnell Mooney's a burner. Darnell Mooney legitimately is a burner. Like he's a take the top off of the defense player with great footwork, but he's 5'11".
Yeah,
OBJ's 5'11". I mean, that don't do nothing for me. Like,
yeah, but
I get why we want it. Look, if you want that size to go to, then you make a move for DK, because that's what I'm saying. But like realistically, some of the most dynamic receivers currently are short guys. Like they're not much taller than us. They really aren't. I got a long list of people who are within my height range. Like I really
but what I'm saying is a lot of times when you see the success in a wide receiver, of course, the short guys mixed with that tall dude that's either close to a number 2 or like a 1A, 1B kind of player, or the tall guy is your number 1.
The tall guys normally now your tight end.
I'm with you on that.
But a lot of tight end is normally a tall guy that's dominating right now. I mean, Kelsey's not a small guy.
Well,
Kittle's not a small guy.
Speed, size, and strength are always going to win out. And if you don't have all 3 of them, because you can have the fastest guy, but he's not necessarily like a lot of those guys don't last long. They're too little. Some of them are little. So do you have the muscle, the strength to even have the endurance?
Steve Smith was different, dog.
But he had strength.
He's an anomaly. That's exactly what
it
is.
Speed.
He had the strength. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, we're making it seem like Devontae Adams is beasting mugs. Devontae Adams ain't much taller than me, dog.
I thought
Devontae Adams is slightly bigger than Pat.
Devontae Adams is 6'4", ain't he?
He's 6'1".
6'1" is still tall. That's taller than me.
That's tall for a receiver, though, kid.
Joe, how tall are you?
6 feet.
Shut it up. You're not a tall guy, dog. You're not a tall guy.
But kid,
I am kind of tall.
But kid, most of your cornerbacks are 5'8", 5'9". So 6'1", 6'2" makes a difference.
Yeah, 6'1" is good. That's a good height. Either way, but 215 goes with it. Well, 215 is he's slim, but you can have wiry strength, But either way, you just because
long as he ain't Derrick Jones Jr., I'm good with him.
As long you just can't have guys super. Just because they're fast doesn't translate. If you're not strong enough to separate, if you have the pads on you and everything else, but in your shorts and you're running straight line, do you have all the lateral movement? Do you have all that agility that goes with that speed to be able to turn and get out of your moves and run those routes that you need to run?
Where do you guys see?
Definitely ain't 6'3".
How do you guys see this move shaping what the Bears do the rest of the free agency? And remember, this is just the legal tampering period, y'all. Like, nobody's actually signed it, which is the dumbest thing in the world to me. Nobody's actually signing anything. It's 2 days where you can legally tamper, which by calling it tampering, it's illegal. But hey, the NFL be doing stuff backwards like that. It's the most wild thing I've ever heard in my life.
So 3 years, $40 million. How much of a hit do we take this year? Because we cleared $26 million for this year.
Well, we don't know what's guaranteed versus.
No, I just told you what his guarantee was. Guaranteed $26.35 million.
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. Thank you for clarifying that, Pat. Appreciate you.
So how much of a hit does he give us this year?
It doesn't say if there's an upfront bonus yet, but I mean, you're talking about guaranteed money. It's probably a pretty big hit unless they backloaded it. I haven't seen how the contract is structured.
I mean, what, 13 million? I mean, I don't think he's killing the cap with that.
13.5 a year. Yeah, that's 13.5 a year.
Well, it also depends on how you're paying them. You know what I'm saying? Is it $7 million this year because you want to make more moves, and then it's big money next season, big money year? You know what I'm saying? Like, it also depends. Like, Khalil Mack this year was still on a great deal for who he is. He was getting paid $12 million this season. Yeah. Next season, he makes 18.
Or they front load it, they give him all the money, or they do it on the back end. Maybe in his third year, his escalator clauses. It could be all these type of conditions that he has to do. You get so many sacks. So you don't know what it really is going to be.
I mean, 13.5 over 3 gives you his contract.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, what's guaranteed versus it's in essence a $40 million care
over 3.
But it's really what it is. Really, is a $26 million contract.
It's a $26 million contract until we feel like cutting you. But he's 27, so he's probably going to play it out.
Right. That's also
he's probably going to play it out. 27 years old. Here's the thing, right? You got quickly younger on the defensive end if you're the Chicago Bears. Like that's the thing about it, right? Like, you didn't see them go out and get the guy that's been a tenured vet and he's slowly, like, this is legitimately not as big as Mac, but you went out and you got your defensive anchor for the next 3-4 years.
What he did was he got the next Hakeem Hicks. He got him on
4-4-3,
out of nowhere, and now you got your new anchor, and he's young enough. But we only have probably a 3 to 4 year window, so that's fine. You got the clock is started because when Fields' contract is up, he's got 2-3 more years.
And remember, keep in mind, y'all, still no contract for Roquan yet. So in everything you've got to do, you've still got to sign Roquan Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of that free money is basically who we keeping, because otherwise we can't afford to just give the Brinks truck to any free agents coming in here when you can re-sign some of your good, some of your talent.
That's the scary part, right? Are you letting James Daniels walk? James Daniels needs a contract.
You might, but see that no, you can let him walk. He's not to me those type of guys.
Nobody. James Daniels is really really good.
He's a good player, but I bet you can draft some interior linemen. You know, the tackle is the hard one, but you can get linemen. Like I don't know if you break the bank per se. I'm saying that you have a higher propensity to be able to replace that position than other positions where you'd have to pay out.
Let Daniels walk and keep Nichols.
That's what
Bilal Nichols. I like Bilal Nichols.
I'd rather have James Daniels. I
say we keep both of them.
Why am I going to like? Yes, you would need pieces on defense, but why is Ryan Poles here? Why is Ryan Poles here? I can find Bilal Nichols. You know how I know I can find Bilal Nichols? Because I've spent my whole life watching them find Bilal Nichols.
Yeah, a lot of them. That's what I'm saying. Like some of these guys, you can replace a lot of them. Now there's just key positions you have to pay for. You have to earmark for. So, I feel like while they're doing is just they have a scheme. They're fitting the players that fit the scheme. So
I like it.
That's where we're at. So even on the offensive side,
hey, Coach T, I'm on board with you, dog. I'm not getting rid of James Daniels, bro. James Daniels is the only player on that Bears team that had under 10 penalties on the offensive line, and he didn't even break 5.
I didn't say get rid of him. I didn't say that at all. I'm just saying I feel like it's easier to replace guards than it's harder to replace tackles.
It's definitely harder to replace tackles. You don't
That's
even
all
have
I'm saying.
One, but I don't think that means give up. I don't think that means give up on a player that's shown you that he's good for one that you hope.
All I'm saying is if it got down to it, that's all. I'm not against. I keep him if he's been a solid lineman. Just don't. I'm saying if you don't have to break the bank per se, because you could possibly replace a guard easier than you have to break the bank for a tackle. If you can draft that left tackle and put him in place, Hey,
I love that Don Burr's in here, by the way. Shout out to Don Burr, always showing love and being in the building, man. I love that Don Burr's in here. Hey, that's why I love that he's in here, because Detroit must not be doing nothing today because he's here. Detroit has no moves happening. Fam, I would feel good about a move for y'all if the move was we're not bringing back Jared Goff. That would be a great move for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I honestly feel like this is me just rooting for everybody. I hope Jared Goff comes out and snaps.
Hey,
I agree with you, Coach. I agree with you, Coach T.
You know what, Jared? You know what? Goff needs. Goff needs to just get real pissed and just like, oh, y'all think I'm a joke? Okay, bet, and just snap. I just want him. I just want to see it. It's 2 things I want to see, and I'm done. They don't have to do nothing else for me. I want to see Goff go off against the Rams if they play. I just want him to go off. And I want Biscuits to come in and put 400 yards on us.
I would rather see Mitch on who?
On us.
I know it's going to be a couple of years. We ain't going to play him no time. So.
Why?
I don't never want to see Mitch do nothing versus the Bears. I hope that man loses his leg against the Bears.
Yeah, don't do that.
What happened to Mitch? The Bears took him out. They finally finished the job.
Jared Goff.
No, listen. If we're talking about storylines, I want Justin Fields to put 400 yards on the Browns next year. He got to get that back.
He can do it on everybody, just not on us.
Yeah. I mean, he's 8 sacks on that man. He needs to go off against the Browns. I need him to come into the Browns. I need him to walk in there, look Baker Mayfield in the eye, and say, "I own you now." Like I want to see it. I feel like
that's a nice guy though. Hey, with Jarvis Landry on the team, by the way.
Hey, Ken.
Go get Jarvis Landry and go beat him with him.
Ken, I won't put you on the screen, but be respectful, my dude. That one right there. Nah, that's a I'd slap you in person comment right there. That's legitimately I'd slap you in person comment.
It's disrespectful. Yeah, it's disrespectful. Yeah.
You know why everyone's laughing? Because they know I do it. But that's one of those. Let's keep it G, man. I don't know about that one.
Here's a question for y'all, right? Here's a question for y'all. By the way, appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. The Daily Show is going up. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Y'all know how we do this thing, man. We talk Chicago sports every day. This is the only channel that's talking Chicago sports. How Chicago Talk will also be live for the Bulls live call tonight late. Oh, my God. 9 o'clock tip-off for that. Let's get ready for that. Here we go. West Coast trip. Question for y'all. Is there a name in free agency right now? Because I'm going to be real with you. Larry Ogunjobi was one that was not on the radar for me. Is there a name in free agency this year that for you moves the needle for a team massively?
Any team,
massively.
Any team or our team?
Any team.
A name that moves the needle massively for a team?
Moves the needle massively when they sign there, that you're like, that team right there is a Super Bowl contender right now.
Watson to the Panthers if they keep McCaffrey?
That's not free agency. That's a trade.
Whatever.
Free agency.
Okay. I'll include trades in there, but yeah, free agency is what I was thinking.
We don't know that.
I'll include trades in there. He's right.
No, because the point is that if this guy is free, he leaves, he can make an impact.
He can make a decision.
We don't know what.
Joel is right.
I'm just answering the question. I was given the assignment. You know what I'm saying?
You understood the assignment. I understand.
I mean, the only one, okay, like maybe Bobby Wagner. Like, I don't think there's not a lot out here. That's like,
I saw the same thing you saw.
That's a good one. That is a free agency move, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean,
where did Landry go?
Landry just got cut. He didn't sign nowhere yet, did he? I don't see nothing.
I don't think there's not a high impact player over here. I mean, maybe Honey Badger fits. Like some of these guys will fit a system. Bobby Wagner might be the only guy that has like a 2-3 year window of doing something, and because he's 31.
But I think Bobby
Antonio
Wagner,
Brown signing with the Ravens.
That's a good one. Now I don't think he'll do it because he already been in that organization.
Antonio Brown signing with the Ravens changes a lot.
Yeah, it could.
Antonio Brown signing anywhere if he can.
What's his deal? I thought he just walked out.
He may come back to the Bucks.
He's playing.
Right, you got
time.
Come
back to the Bucks. No one's talking about that.
He ain't coming back to the Bucks. What's his name? Ain't gonna deal with him no more.
Bruce left it open.
I don't know.
He did. I'm hurt.
He's being politically correct.
He don't have to be.
This is going to be about the draft this year, guys. The free agents this year. I mean, this is
we actually reported about 30 minutes ago, Pat. I mean, with Mitch to Pittsburgh. So just want to let people know. I appreciate you all, though. Thank you for supporting.
There's no one that moves the needle here. What's going to happen is there might be some cap casualty that that we're waiting to see, because I don't see it coming.
Landry to the Bills.
Nah, that don't really move the needle because they already had ridiculous amounts of weapons.
No, there's not a lot. I mean, next year even.
To me, Wagner on a team like the Chargers or on a team like Denver absolutely is a Super Bowl move. To me, even J.C. Jackson. I mean, J.C. Jackson got released. Y'all know how Bill do stuff, or he just not coming back. Y'all know how Bill do stuff. Bill let you walk a year too early. I know he can still play. J.C. Jackson going on
Landry to the Patriots.
That's not. These are just good
targets.
Players that
he need targets. Landry's still a good player.
No, he said impact. Super Bowl contending. Oh snap! We got Wayne Brady, yo.
Well, here's the thing.
Whose line is it in there last night?
No, what I'm saying is like Bill can make. I mean, listen, look at Tom Brady's first couple of championships, and no one even talks about Wes Welker. Like no one really talks about him, and he was absolutely a key piece there. But you didn't say he dominated anything. So like
It's
realistically, the
about getting a
impact player
consistent
could
weapon
be
for
that
Bill.
one person that you can just like is just steady that you
Yeah.
go to. He
Yeah,
don't have
but-
to be a big name. So
Yeah,
it's like
but
it's all
Perry-
about fit for me. Like who fits these organizations well? And I'm like, Landry can fit in a lot of places that need that like steady, receiver. Like I feel like that's just my take on it.
okay, but I agree.
Mac Jones is really good, by the way.
It's not like T.O. goes from San Francisco to the Eagles and catapults this team to a Super Bowl contender. Like they're in the Super Bowl, and that man didn't have his ankle broken, they would have won. They should have won that Super Bowl. Like that's an impact to me. These free agents are good pieces that fit. Even the Larry guy, he's going to be probably a good defensive tackle for us, but we still need the other pieces to make this defense run. I don't know if we're going to go and contend. None of these guys are screaming. I mean, Von Miller is 32 years old. If Von Miller was 26 and came somewhere, that might be a Super Bowl impacted type of player.
It's interesting to me, right? Because like when you talk about impact players, I think there's different levels of impact players can have on a team, right? Like to me, Allen Robinson to the Patriots is a huge impact because he's smart enough to run that system. He's smart enough to be a number one guy over there. And it's like adding Steve Kerr to the Spurs. Like I know that the head coach is smart enough to be like, no, dude, you do what you do. We're going to put you in a position where you could be your most successful. So I think there's different levels of impact too when you talk about it. Like Von Miller is a monster on the field still, which is wild at his age, but it's still just a monster on the field. If he goes back to a defense that already was ridiculous after going and winning a Super Bowl and coming back to now another Super Bowl contender with Russ on it, I think that does put you in Super Bowl conversation even more because I mean, like, right? Like it was like Russ really is like the best team in this division with the Broncos. And then like Khalil Mack goes over there. It was like, oh, Russ, you're going to be running for your life with Joey Bosa in. So getting Vine back on that team is kind of like, okay, now we back. Cause there's a difference in as much as we love, why can't I think of their quarterback name? Chargers.
Herbert.
As much as we love Herbert doesn't have the experience in the playoffs,
So
let alone making it to a Super Bowl.
So you feel that the Von Miller is the one that help Denver. That's the move. That's the free agent that helps get them to the Super Bowl. Because I do agree that Denver has most of the pieces, and then they did lose. They lost Noah Fant, so I don't know what their tight end is going to look like. But Von Miller coming over there helps. He's back on that top 10 defense that they had when Vic Fangio was there.
Yep. And I don't know if that defense remains where it's at, but I feel like if you get those guys in a building, right? If you have those names there, you're in a better position to do it. And here's the thing with Von Miller, you might have Von now in the ear of a Bobby Wagner or Von in the ear of a JC Jackson. Hey, yo, what's going on with y'all? You know what I'm saying? Come on over here and we'll get you paid. Don't worry about it. Right now we got Russ getting a little bit of a bag, but we'll get you paid.
I want to shift gears a little bit just so
work.
we don't exhaust some things because we do get 20 minutes and I expect these 20 minutes to kind of be jam-packed, I hope. But I like this question. As it stands right now, do we know ultimately? No, we don't know. We don't know. But as it stands right now, is Mac Jones without a question. Mac Jones is the best QB in that draft just because he was in the right situation.
Well, for the people on the radio side, do we know who's the best QB in Justin Fields' draft is yet or still up, or is it still up in the air? That's from Mohawk Takia. Shout out to you, my boy.
In the air. Because
I think it's still in the air, but if you have to make a decision right now, if you don't say Mac Jones, it's like you just hating at that point.
Well, he's leading the pack because he went to the right system
right now.
We don't know what's the 49ers. Trey Lance, I mean, Fields. We're still now, the funny thing to me, I remember in this draft, I never thought the guy that went to the Jets, I knew he was going to be bad.
Zach Wilson.
I
don't even think he's bad. I really think they just suck.
I knew he wasn't.
I feel bad for anybody over there.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to do good. Like I could have put money on that he wasn't going to. Like it was going to be bad for him. I honestly wanted us to get Mac Jones because I saw that high completion percentage. I saw what he was doing in Alabama. I was surprised we got Justin Fields because I was like, why not get Mac Jones? So
I thought Mac Jones was the most ready of all of them.
I did. So I mean, I'm happy we got Fields, but so I'm not surprised because he was the most prepared, in my opinion, because he came from a winner and then he went to a system that practically is, from what I'm hearing, he's kind of familiar with that system. It's a form of what he was playing because he played under Saban.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
It was the best situation for him.
He's leading the pack right now. We'll see if Trey Lance and Fields could end up having some crazy years.
Hey, listen,
Adam Schefter with some more breaking news here.
Oh, drop the
Did
music,
I miss
dog.
this one?
Drop that music.
Hold on, drop the music. Let's drop a little bit of the music, man, because this is an interesting one here. And want to get y'all reaction on it.
Give me some good news, Pat.
Adam Schefter reports that Washington Pro Bowl guard Brandon Sheriff intends to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He should have came
Per
here.
sources, he's gonna go down there and look to protect Trevor Lawrence.
He should have came here. Why you want to go to Jacksonville?
How do you guys feel about the move on that one? Do you feel like the Bears possibly missed out on an opportunity there? Do you feel like just bad decision by Brandon Sheriff?
Yeah, he could have came here. I would have liked. Of anything, I would have mind looking at that cat.
I mean,
It's such a Bears Central channel. It's just like he could have came here. What's he doing?
hey, is Patterson a free agent this year?
You said what?
Is Patterson a free agent?
Patterson?
Cordero.
I thought he signed a couple years. I thought he signed a few years in.
Why is he trending right now? Is he trending for anybody else? Is it just me?
I like Cordero Patterson. I was sad to
Dog,
see him go.
you know, Twitter trends players that you look up a lot, right?
I didn't look him up.
Maybe not today, but they know he's been a part of your past.
Hey, listen, I'm not ashamed to say he was, because that man is absolutely the reason why I was winning.
Let's see what we got here. Any news on Cordero Patterson here? Cordero Patterson and the Falcons have mutual interest. Some other teams are interested in Patterson. The Titans, the Jets, and the Dolphins are rumored. That's the last on Cordero.
So he is a free agent this year.
Yes.
I thought he was signed already. I thought they were trying to work out an extension. That's
some
why
of the big name free agents, like I said, this year. DJ Chark, Brandon Sheriff was a big one. Interesting there. Russell Gage is still on the mark. Chandler Jones, Cordero Patterson, some of those guys like that, man. I think he's going to stay in Atlanta, though. He found a home that actually works for him and actually knows how to use them. You got to think Cordero Patterson was a high pick. Cordero Patterson was what, 5th overall?
Was he?
Cordero Patterson was a really high pick, bro. Maybe I'm too high, but I think Cordero Patterson was like a top pick by the Vikings.
Wow. I gotta look that up.
So he's gonna stay where he works. You know what I'm saying? He's not looking to move around. He didn't find a spot where he's having success. He was in the 20s. I thought he was higher than that.
No, I don't remember him being that high.
Okay, pick 29. First round pick 29.
Yeah,
that's like the end of the first round.
Right.
hey, listen, not a high first rounder at all.
hey, first round pick.
First round, though. I'll give you that. First round.
Not a first round pick. You know what I'm saying? No, I think Cordero stays there. You know what I'm saying? He's finally got a spot this way. Everywhere else they've tried to turn him into the guy that, all right, kind of be the kick returner, and then we'll find it. They tried to turn him into Devin Hester. Be a kick returner, and we'll find a spot for you to play on the field.
Well, he was nice too. I mean, I liked him. They should have used him. They tried to use him as running back instead of just using him as receiver.
I mean, Atlanta's using him as a running back too.
Yeah, well, we needed to use him as a receiver more than that.
Yeah. I don't like them. I mean, I like Cordero. I'd like to see Cordero come back. I liked him here.
I liked him here. I really did.
But I mean, it wasn't a there's nothing we can do to, or we're gonna overpay to keep this guy kind of move to me. Anything? Ooh, where is Don Burr in the chat, man? He might have went to his own channel because we got a little bit of Lions breaking news here, y'all. Hold on.
Detroit versus everybody. Detroit getting straight by everybody.
Lions have reached an agreement with their safety, Tracy Walker, on a 3-year deal, $25 million deal that includes $17 million guaranteed per sources. So the only people that want to be in Detroit are the people who are already in Detroit. Congratulations to you, Don Burr. You stay safe out there, brother. Got the nerve to talk about Bears fans. Got the nerve to talk about us, and he can't sign nobody but the players that own the team already.
So we have the 39th pick in the second round and the 48th pick in the second round.
Yeah.
Do they take these 2 picks to move up? And I think he might try to do that. Or does he stand? No, you tell him move up to the end of the first or something like that. Because you might get a what?
Hit him with the counter.
Oh.
Hit him with the counter.
I was like, who the
Work the
Who the fuck is that guy?
work the
And that took me out. Hey, that was funny, Chicago guys. A shout out to you, bro.
He said the 3 interceptions the whole career.
Oh,
great
dog.
signing.
Oh, dog, man.
But at least he
That-
is loyal to his team, though.
Hey,
He is
shout out to
loyal
him,
to
man.
his
I'm not gonna lie
team.
to you. I'm glad he's loyal to his team. I love the kind of fan he is. He's actually a pretty logical fan as well. So like he's entertaining to talk sports with. Hey, that was funny though, Chicago guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just because I can hear Connor in my head saying it. You know what I'm saying?
MMA
As
is so
far
much better when Connor's is in the octagon.
as far as moving up, I don't think there's a player up there. Does packaging the 2 second-round picks move you up high enough?
It should.
I'm saying he might have some options, but we'll see how aggressive he is. You know, is he the guy that goes for what he wants? Because to me, I don't know if I go for Cole Kmet as our tight end, and I think we still need a tight end for this type of system. I think we can sign a receiver, and or do we go up in the draft? My point was moving up to get a left. If indeed Jenkins is not the left tackle answer, do they move up to get a tackle?
Well, that's the only reason I would move up. I'm not moving up for a receiver in this draft. I'm not moving up for a tight end in this draft. The only reason I would move up is because you feel like you have a starting left tackle this season at that position, and you can go up and get that guy. You shame poor Don off the chat. No, Don has never been shamed off the chat. Let me tell you this right now. He watched his Detroit team blow multiple leads to the Bulls. And Don is impossible to shame off the chat, y'all. But no, here the thing for me is when I'm looking at like a Cole Kmet, right?
Stone hand.
We said that, but if you actually look at Cole's production on the field, Cole was the only one catching the football.
At one point, yep.
What, in a game or the season?
He had a nice little stretch where he was the only person
there
catching.
trashing Cole Kmet. Now I will say this: in the end zone, he was definitely Julio Jones in that mug. They were well, no, Julio they weren't even going to. But Cole Kmet absolutely left last season with 60 receptions. He averaged 10.2 yards per catch. The problem is he couldn't get the job done in the end zone when Justin went to him in the end zone. That doesn't mean he's never going to be able to do that, but everybody's just like, he can't catch the football. And I'm like, that's not exactly true.
I also believe that it's, and again, correct me if I'm wrong.
He got
but
93 targets, 60 receptions.
We saw the team look totally different when your boy, our OC, was calling the plays.
Yeah.
What's his name? Help me out.
Laser.
Oh, Bill Laser.
Yeah. So listen, the team looked totally different. When Laser was calling plays, we saw people was like, who the heck is this guy? Like, realistically, we never would have thought we had 2 backs that were dynamic if it wasn't for the fact that
Ooh, we got breaking news going on here, y'all.
I would say this.
Now.
I would say
Jacksonville making some moves.
It could still
Jacksonville making some moves, y'all.
They got to get some.
Jags tagged offensive tackle Cam Robinson, who I thought the Bears might have a shot at if he left. And they're getting offensive guard Brandon Sheriff. They are fixing up this offensive line for Trevor Lawrence to have some success.
Thank God.
Do they take another player off of the market in DJ Chark and try to keep that working with Trevor Lawrence?
Hey, they got to do what they're supposed to do. Try to support that young man that they got down there. So
this is what I want to see the Bears do. Guess what we did? We took Trevor Lawrence #1 overall. Guess what we got to do this season? Make sure he stays off his back.
This goes back to my point I was just about to make.
Yes, sir.
With Cole Kmet, it could be that it's still the scheme. It's still how they use the personnel. Sure. Poles is probably looking at. I think, like I said earlier, I don't think this line is as bad as people make it to be. They might be one piece away, but I don't think it was that bad. So he's probably looking at his line like, I see we have potential with 3 or 4 out of the 5 positions. Let's say it's 3 out of the 5 that he feels decent about. And if you're on the 4th, and he definitely needs a 5th piece. So that's where the draft is probably going to fix, and then we're going to see how the scheme works for what we want to do. I don't think he's doing a knee-jerk reaction. I think he's doing enough where he's looking at everything. So far, the moves he's made have been very cool. You know, he got a 2nd pick for Mac. I was surprised we can get something like that with him declining. You know, he shed. I guess Eddie Goldman. I liked Eddie Goldman, but apparently he maybe that year off from COVID.
Right, doesn't fit with a 4-3 really.
Yeah, but they released him. Like they didn't.
That I didn't get. Like must have been like, nah, we not sending.
He must have been that bad of like, yeah, we don't even need you, because apparently he he declined last year. But so we'll see. I mean, he's gonna. I think we have a decent squad, and we're gonna have a successful year. I really think that this is a 10-6 team that just wasn't coached well last year, or now it's 11-6, or we're right there in that middle.
I think here's the question, right? That we haven't asked, because we've been so go get this guy, go get this guy, go get this guy, go get this guy. Is it possible?
I see you, Mike.
That Ryan Poles doesn't think the offensive line is as bad as we saw when he evaluates it.
Didn't I just say that?
Hey, Pat. He did say that like 3 times. Though.
Did I just not say that? That was very introspective, Pat. That was very good.
Hey, Kyle, you really did that one right there.
He stopped everything like, I have an idea.
Hey. Hey, my boy.
All right. That's
my bad. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's been a long day.
I was letting you go because I was trying to keep up with the NFL news. That's on me.
That was so funny. It's like hey, is it that?
We're coming down to the end of this though. Right? While you all talk about that, I just want to throw in some baseball. The All-Star Tatis is probably going to be out for about 3 months.
Why? Why do we care about baseball?
I know. I just want to throw that out there. We got some people who like baseball. So.
Hey, listen, I love baseball. I like the moves the Sox made yesterday to share up they team a little bit, but I do not care about baseball today. I threw baseball in as a throw-in just in case the news died down. The news has not died down. We still got news coming in left and right as we're coming down to the wire here on the show. And listen, if the Bears make another big move, we will be back on this mug. ESPN NBA Power Rankings here: Suns, Heat, Grizz, Warriors, Bucks, Philly, Celtics, Mavs, Jazz, Bulls. Jazz above us kind of pisses me off. Mavs above us doesn't really piss me off because I feel like the Mavs have been hooping.
Yeah, I could swap 8 with 10.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, dog. Y'all might be pissed, but Mavs is the only one that I feel like is is that another one? Is that breaking news sounder right there? Dog, Adam Schefter is slow.
That stuff is not updating, man. You're right.
How has Mohawk the Kid got this news and Adam Schefter don't got it yet, dog? And I'm not gonna lie to you, he been on point.
That's why I keep posting them. Hey, Mohawk.
He's been on point, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you, but every time he tweets something and you put it up there, I'm like, fam, I don't even see this on like Shefty ain't tweeted it yet. Who you find? Wait, so is somebody killing Shefty today? Is that breaking news? Do I need to play the sounder for that? Is there somebody on Twitter today that's killing Shefty?
Who's the other guy? There's another guy that's
usually nobody's killing Shefty, my boy.
There's another NFL insider guy.
I mean, hey, listen, chat. Who's the other NFL insider guy? Because
bro, I don't even know another one.
I'm not gonna lie
to you. There's another one.
Field Yates. You talking about?
That's a good one right there.
Need to change his name to Mohawk the Plug.
And the plug show me love. Yeah, Rappaport. Ian Rappaport. That's the other guy.
You were talking about Rappaport.
The Rappaport. That's the one. I knew it was another guy.
I probably should have known. I probably should have thought that first. You know why I always shy away from Rappaport though? Because Rappaport has so many troll accounts because of how long his last name is. Like they'll leave a P out or they'll leave a T out or they'll leave and they be having a ton of followers. So if you don't pay attention, they will absolutely get you.
Al Woods, Seahawks.
Al Woods is sticking around with the Seahawks here. He's going back to the Seahawks. 2 years, $9 million.
The chat went crazy. Look at Rappaport.
Hey, I love it.
You know why I backed off Rappaport? Because he was wrong on some major things. It goes to show you how tough the competition is. Like, I would never want to do what he does. Like, he has such a let me take that back. I want to do what he does, but I don't want to do it to that level where, like, you know, he gets one bad tip, his whole reputation was about to fall down. It's like, hey, he's still like a journalist and stuff like that. Like, he do other stuff, like, but you just only know him for breaking deals.
It's because all of these mugs are so freaking, like, they vet their, like, because, like, there's a difference in journalism now, right? Like, as we come down to the end here, shout out to y'all, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. There's a difference in journalism now where there are certain guys that, you know, if I get the news from you, it's true.
No Jimmy G news today?
Huh. I'm fine with that.
I'm not.
There are certain guys who
Jimmy G goes to the right team. It's a problem.
I mean, we just talking about Jimmy G to the Colts essentially now.
Why? He's not whatever.
Jimmy G got a winning record. I don't care what nobody say.
I mean, so does Mitch.
Right.
You see how I feel about Mitch.
You do love dudes that you do love dudes that don't live up to the hype as long as they're not Kobe White. Like like in the like his NFL stance versus NBA stance is so different.
Because in the NFL, it's so many different reasons why you cannot be good at your job. Like you could be a great QB, but if the guy tips the ball and it gets picked off, you still end up with the INT. In basketball, I literally can. It's a more of a one-on-one based sport, so I can judge your skill set more.
True, but
I can be harder in my critique of you in basketball than I can in football, just because of all the moving pieces. Like you could be a dynamic running back,
but if you have another guard, man,
Ian
is killing it. Ian is killing this man right now. Good Lord. We got breaking news on another guard. Jets are signing Laken Tomlinson to a 3-year deal worth $40 million, max value of 41.2, 27 M's guaranteed. Linemen are flying off the board left and right as we're closing this thing out. Ryan Poles, where you at, my boy?
He's going to the draft. He doesn't.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this though. Shout out to the Jets for trying to get some help for their QB. They need to do a lot more. They need out of all the teams that needed to do it, that team needed to do it.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of lineman names coming off this board, my I don't know if I feel as comfortable going into next season with Tevin Jenkins starting as your one.
I'm comfortable. I think he can do it.
Hey, listen. He's going for an offensive weapon. He's going to draft other pieces to protect Fields.
I'm gonna say that he's gonna.
I think he would draft. I think he's completely opposite. I think he's going to go for an offensive weapon in the draft.
Nah.
Well, it's definitely gonna be. Well, he's trying. I read something where he's trying to get compensatory picks too, even for like next year or something like that. So
Yeah.
he's trying to really go draft heavy. But I think that I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a lineman with one of the second round picks, and he's gonna draft probably we're gonna get two.
Did
We
you
can
do
get two
that?
starters. Huh?
What?
Kid, did you drop them?
Drop who?
Oh, nothing.
Huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
What happened? I think he can
Something
get
on
two.
the production side. Some on the production side.
Oh, well, I think he can get two starters with those second round
Oh,
picks.
I see it. No, I didn't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't do that.
Like, what the heck just happened? But no,
Man, last minute. Well, I guess we don't have to immediately rush off, but
yeah, now
last minute.
we got.
Are we trying to give Poles an extra couple minutes here?
Let's give Poles a couple minutes. Let's see if he does something. Let's give him. Give him till about 105. Here's the thing, right? No matter when we end the live, he's gonna break news
right after
a second later.
Right after. He's like, I'm just waiting for Pat to end his live.
Hey,
Boom,
Poles is in the chat. Ryan Poles is in the chat, just like, hey, nope, they still on. They're still on. They ended it. Sign them. Get the league on the phone.
Seahawks sign out. Did you say Al Woods for Seahawks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we did that.
Yeah, right. Man, that sucks.
Lincoln
Tomlinson to the Jets sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
This is weird, but I saw this and I thought it was like, Jimmy G to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
This
because I think the thing is Jimmy G needs a lot of like I feel like Jimmy G needs that system for him to be successful or for him to have the overwhelming success he's had. But I don't think that he can. So I don't think he can just go anywhere. Like I think the Colts still work because their offensive system was set up for old Phillip Rivers and it worked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I could see him working there because I feel like
Phillip Rivers had a better arm than most people give him credit for, though.
Phillip Rivers did not have a better arm that last year. That man was throwing ducks.
Well,
that man tried to throw a deep pass. My man's had to come all the way back to catch that mug. Phillip Rivers' arm was dead. He couldn't get that mug past 25 yards.
In that draft, I actually like Rivers the best, and he.
Were you talking about career or just that year with the Colts?
Career year with the Colts.
He was talking about that year with the Colts. Phillip Rivers had. Rivers is monster. The funniest thing from that Justin Fields thing where they were like, the
mechanics. They were talking about his mechanics.
Yeah, they were talking about his mechanics. They said people around the NFL were worried about Justin Fields' long throwing motion being an issue. Somebody retweeted and said, I watched Phillip Rivers look like he was throwing cinder blocks his entire career. I'm not worried about this man mechanics.
Right. Yeah. Somebody always complaining about something. But yeah, just get the right scheme for him. That's what I really want to see. Are we going to see design rollouts? So we're going to see some halfback screens, real screens, not. I would love for us to actually execute a screen, and get excited for it.
That's the question I want to ask you all, because realistically, we technically got the OC from. Technically we do. We got the OC from the Packers.
But we got the quarterbacks coach as ROC.
The quarterbacks coach is ROC.
Yeah.
Right. The OC actually went to Denver.
Right. Got that backwards. My fault. Do you see it?
I think so. Because for years, for me personally, I've always wanted some type of zone run blocking scheme. I hated that if the Bears had this whole idea of that it was run first and strong defense. It's like, well, why don't we go get the zone running scheme that they do in Denver? Why don't we bring some of that type of stuff over here? Now we get kind of like the hybrid of that finally, because also you got to realize where we're playing. We're playing in Chicago. We're playing outside. If we're winning and it's cold in December and January, you're not, you don't throw as much. You need to run. So it sounds like we're going to have some type of balanced scheme. So I think it's just scheme, and hopefully we can do something this year.
I agree with you, but I can't say for 100% fact that his scheme works because he doesn't have a scheme yet.
It won the Super Bowl.
He's the quarterback's coach, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got input on how the scheme gets implemented. He doesn't have a scheme.
But the scheme has been in the Super Bowl the last few years.
I mean, Falcons, that's cool, but Matt Nagy's scheme has been in the AFC Championship game the last 4 years.
No,
like you still got to show me you can do the job. You still got to show me you know when to call plays. You still got to show me that you know when to put things in position. Like, I get it. I get what you're saying. Correct. Like, the scheme is going to be huge.
Yeah.
But it's still about actually being able to execute.
I don't see this one out there, Mike. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm looking for this. I don't see this out there. As we come to our deadline, you all, we're trying to get the last bit of breaking news for we depart until our next live today. Do you all see this out there? Diggs being signed to Seattle, 3 years, $40 million.
First of all, what does everybody want? There's nobody out here worth to even clamor about signing. Like, it's going to be he's going to sign some hidden gem that we don't know about. Just like Larry Ogun.
Did we already say? Well, yeah, we did say that. Did we already talk about this?
What?
Who?
Diggs standing in Seattle, 3 year, $40 million. It's legit.
No,
we didn't talk about that.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, he's staying in Seattle, 3 years, $40 million.
Shout out to him.
Good job.
Get your bread. Hey, get your money right. And I'm home for.
I mean, we needed some. Then we need a safety too.
Yeah, I want.
Hey, I'm trying to have faith in the board.
If you can find a way to get J.C. Jackson in here, dog,
I'm trying to have faith in you.
I'm in on that.
Well, we still got the draft, so there's probably going to be, and maybe that second rounder comes in a safety and a lineman. I don't know.
AJ Money, real quick. Give me one name from that draft that you would be excited about if we can land.
I have no idea.
All right, Pat, give me one.
You know
name
why?
From the draft
only because the reason why I'm not because it's all we have is 2 second rounders. Like if we were picking 16. Or in the middle or something, but because we don't have a first round pick, there's nobody that's like screaming to me because I don't know who's going to be there.
AJ Money, F them picks, dog. I need somebody in the building. F the picks. I need F the picks, man. I need you to bet the farm. I need somebody. Hey, something. I don't care what nobody say. The picks ain't gonna help me.
Hey. I'm so glad Kid's not an NFL GM for us.
Right, I'm like, I try to bring balance and reality to this.
Come on now. I'd be one of the best GMs on the planet. On God, I would be. I swear I'd be on the field like, hey, dog, you realize you missing these tackles, right? You realize you ain't getting it done, right? You know what I'm going to do.
Kid would be trading mugs after having a down year. Like, he would just be like, hey, man, you suck this year. I know you're a Pro Bowler, but you suck this year. You get him out of here.
You get 2 with me. You get 2. After the second one, hey, you can have a bad year. Second one is a real decline.
For me, I think the Bears – I think the Bears go wide receiver in the second round. I think Christian Watson is going to be. I'm starting to dig into my my draft bag at this point because I'm going to start reacting to these guys. I think Christian Watson is going to be something the Bears go at if they stay there in that second round. And then another name I've got in the second round for me is 50 to 100
too. I got one.
God, I got one. Like after big dog.
I don't
be scared at all.
I got one.
I've been seeing people buying rings now. Please, after these picks, man, these kids are grow up later. I need somebody now.
I would say Chris Olave, the wide receiver from Ohio State, to pair him with Fields, and he's around 27. So that would be the only one
up for that.
He just asked me. I had to do a
irresponsible
pick. I had to pick. That's the only one that jumps out to me.
So
I wouldn't move up for that because I think
I'm going to drop off politely and leave you all to it. I'll holler at you all later today, my man.
We all about to dip out too, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. You said what?
Or the other Michigan lineman, what's the big boy? What's his name? David Ojabo. We got around. He's ranked around 40.
I mean, if you can get him, yeah.
So now you got your D line.
But now you going defense. Are you going defense in this draft? Or are you trying to put something together that's gonna, help Justin Field? Like I feel like. Listen, I'm confident in one thing: the Bears can find pass rushers in the 5th and 6th round.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Look, he's what we've looked at. We think that he's been able to pick and find talent in the later rounds. Two second-round picks. I think you can get 2 starters out of here. I'm just saying, if he doesn't have to move, and we can get an offensive lineman, maybe we get an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, and now he's got the Larry dude with let's just say he gets Ojabo. Now you got this killer defensive line freeing up the linebackers to roam. That makes the cornerbacks better. That makes the free safety better.
Agree. No, I agree with you. I think there's ways to fix this defense. The question is, are you going to be able to find those weapons? Like in that situation, then you trade your second and your third and try to move up again.
Well, I think why not?
Because you need in that situation, right? You're trying to find starters right now, whereas you're not looking for those glue guys. If you have more picks, you're trying to build out your team. You're trying to find those glue guys. For me, right now, if they stay where they're sitting, I like Jalen Petrie. I think he's nice. I think he's a nice player at 48 for the Bears. But I just look at like if you're gonna take let's make this defense great right now, you also have to move up again to pick somebody for the offensive side of the ball, because Justin does need that weapon.
Yeah, well, then again, they have they have players on the offensive side, but he might find it could be that, to me, what if you do just 2 picks, that's two rounders, an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, and you fortified the line, because that's the key. I mean, you got to have the lines right. So, and then you still got picks in the 4th round. I just looked up where the picks are for them. After that,
so this year we have 2 seconds, we got a 3rd, we've got a 5th. 5th is 147. We got 2 5ths. The other one's 149, and then we got 184.
You said the 3rd one, right? We got the 71st pick with the 3rd round. So
in the 3rd round, we got the 71st pick.
Right, 71st pick there, and then
I go defense there if I'm the Bears.
So I'm saying, but you could, to me, my philosophy, honestly, God honest truth is best player available. And because if you can get an offensive, I mean, that means you're trying to take a receiver. Who are they going to get from on the offensive side in the 2nd round that they really need? If they have a tight end, they have 2 running backs. They really just need
Christian Watson to me.
Who is that? What is he?
Christian Watson, 6'4", runs a 4.3, 640.
What is he, a receiver?
Yeah.
Okay.
Receiver.
So if you get the receiver, and then the second of the pick is maybe a defensive player.
To me, I'd go defense on the 2nd pick. I thought you got to get a safety in here that's legit.
Yeah. If we can find that, you need that strong safety that can bring it home. The tackling machine.
Yeah.
So and in the 3rd round, you can still. I mean, but they got enough to get some players out of this.
I agree.
The next Megatron. Okay. I see what you're talking about with Watson.
I agree. I don't know if he's the next Megatron. Listen, relax, y'all. Hey, we gotta dial back. Like, I hate when mugs do that, bro. When they give you like one of the greatest player of all times to do it. It's like, this guy looks like that, and it's like, bro, fam, I'm waiting for some. Like, there's certain mugs is disrespectful to do, but when mugs be like, this guy's like the next Walter Payton, it's like, all right, bro, like.
Well, you need something to move the needle and get excited for. I mean, that's more about marketing.
Hey, listen. I'm all about marketing it, but you be killing these mugs. Remember, Michael Petrus was the French Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and
how'd that work out for him?
Harold Miner.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I know. No, I think, but like they're saying, it's just a comparison in general. Like, no one's saying, well, there's still a level of like greatness, but at least there's a barometer of like a good player. Because when I said Warren Sapp, I'm saying that's the best example of how the defense could be ran. I'm not saying he is, but he's not Warren. But if I tell you some other name that you don't know, how can you relate that?
Don't say I don't know it. Oh, here we go. And another offensive lineman comes off the board before we get out of here. Somebody get the music going. Former Seattle O-lineman Jamarco Jones intends to sign a 2-year, $5.75 million deal, including $3.15 million guaranteed with the Tennessee Titans. Not gonna lie to you, I don't care.
Also, the Titans are keeping Ben Jones as center. He's a 2-year, $14 million.
That one I care about. I thought we had a shot at Ben Jones. That one I care about.
Yeah. It's all right now. He's going to the I think he's going to the draft. I think he sees somebody he wants.
I think so too. I think
he's like,
so
I'm
too.
not going to overpay.
We're going to see, man. We're going to see. It's going to be interesting. We'll be live throughout the day if any crazy news breaks. Also going to have some more content coming you guys' way. Going to be down here recording as well, talking about some people that I think the Bears could be in on. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. For the super producer, Joe Holt. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. As always, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the page, and check the links in the description below if you want to see more Chicago Bears content. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.